do?
Oh,
What's up?
Nothing. Just looking into my Sharon Moore, Mel Tucker support group. Thinking about, starting something down at the community center. Combined $100 million that they've pissed away.
Just just
dude,
don't do that.
Strange is undefeated, man. It's undefeated.
God,
takes down more men than just about anything else.
Horn dogs.
You're going along, got $27 million guaranteed dollars, and you're like, nope. By the way, those child support payments going to hit a little bit harder when you don't got that 27 mil.
Well, what Suk is talking about is that we have a little late-breaking sports news today, and he is Suk is reveling in the downfall of yet another college football coach who has dipped his pen into the company ink and been fired.
What have I said a million? Like, remember the whole Timbers and just stop touching your employees. Just don't do it.
Well, what if they want you to
hands? No, you can't do it. Just keep your penis or your other lady parts to yourself. It's just, you've got $27 million. If you just don't touch someone inappropriately, you're like, I can't do it.
Do you think that the weather in Michigan has anything to do with all of this?
Yeah, maybe you just get so horned up in the wintertime and there's nothing else to do and you're like,
well you're cooped up, it's cold.
Reports are this was happening long before the wintertime. But summer. What's the summer hot girl summer? Sharon was having a hot girl summer, allegedly.
Yeah, this does go back to last year.
Yeah, it does.
So Sharon Moore, the head coach at Michigan, is fired. Yeah. News dropped about an hour ago, and the university came out and said, he was having an affair with a staffer, and that is clearly violation of our code. Therefore, we're not going to pay him a dime. Yeah. And so he is turfed with cause.
Yeah. So it's funny. I saw these rumors like 2 weeks ago, but like.
Well, they're saying these rumors were out there last off season, but they couldn't prove it.
Yeah,
and so I'm guessing only now because Michigan wouldn't fire him today. This is very bad timing for Michigan. Yeah, they wouldn't fire him today if they could have proven it earlier.
Yes.
In other words, they've been investigating. They've been looking for the smoking gun to be able to prove this in a court of law. If he says what and takes you to court. So obviously they can now prove it because they fired him with cause, but I would imagine they would have wanted to uncover this way before so that they could get in on the hiring cycle.
Yeah, I saw this on a Facebook post like 2 weeks ago that someone said, dude, he's about to get fired. This was all during the whole coaching carousel thing, and no one gave any credit. I remember like reading through, someone may have even forwarded it to me on Twitter, but the people that were reporting it were like Michigan State people. So then you're like, well, whatever. And so there's two versions, but like her LinkedIn page was on there. And so you feel kind of bad because you're like, ew.
What does that mean?
Well, I guess it's not alleged anymore, right? The mistress was one of his secretaries. Okay. So her LinkedIn page was on the post.
Okay, but why did you go? Ugh?
Well, because it's awkward that if this wasn't true, here's some lady that's getting. I felt
publicly shamed.
I felt bad reading it.
I see,
and being like, yikes! Like, it's from a Michigan State person, and there was a bunch of people on there that were like, dude, this is crap. You're smearing someone, whatever. Because there's two stories. Well, the pregnancy is the one story, and then the other pregnancy is that he ended the pregnancy. And so whichever one that is, it ain't good. But those are just like internet rumors. Well, it turns out they're not internet rumors, because then the other one was, well, if they liked him better, they wouldn't have fired him. It sounds like regardless of whether you're winning or not, if you're paying for abortions with your secretary, if that turns out to be the story, you're getting fired no matter what. You can't.
You think they'd fire Jim Harbaugh fresh off a national championship if this were him?
Yeah.
You do?
You can't. You can't sleep with your secretary. You can't impregnate your secretary. And to be honest,
you certainly can.
Well, you can't.
What if he weren't married? How about that? Because he is married.
No,
he has 3 kids.
You can't.
So it doesn't matter married or not. Makes it worse.
No, that doesn't matter.
You can't sleep with your subordinate, and then you sure as hell can't get rid of the pregnancy and then be like, no harm, no foul. Like, at least Gary Anderson had the sense to go out on his own.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's
allegedly.
I think
Allegedly.
that Michigan wins here because
He wasn't-
Sharon Moore sucks.
Yeah. Well,
and
and he
they
was a
didn't
s-
like him anyway.
he's a sketchy
and he
dude.
just lost to Ohio State.
Yeah.
And they lucked out here.
Yeah.
They lucked out here.
Yeah.
So they were just sniffing around, trying to find enough evidence. They finally got it, and now they're like, perfect. We can walk away. Now, this leads to another question, which is, it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, it turns out Sharon Moore was, just being Sharon Moore, and
Yeah.
it got him fired. It's his own fault. What's to stop a university? They don't want to pay these buyouts, you know. If they are unhappy with their coach,
You just saying send a hot at it?
I mean, there are things you can do to test them.
Yeah.
What's to stop a university from doing that? A desperate university.
Boy, how cynical and underhanded can you be? You got
Just saying.
you got $90 million on the hook for a buyout, and you're like, well,
It's a lot of dough, dude.
it is a lot of dough. Well, so Moore was 27, I believe. Mel Tucker's was like 80. So
Million.
yeah, million. Just realize that a Michigan State and a Michigan coach have combined thrown away $80 million on a very, very young secretary and some phone sex allegedly with like a set the expectation thing. I mean,
we apologize.
my word.
Yeah, this is hard to talk about.
Yeah,
Got
it's
to dance
all-
around stuff.
Yeah, it's
Well, guys, I mean,
well, look at this point, like
this
her,
is age old.
well, and her name is like it's
Age
it's
old.
out there.
Guys are gonna guys will absolutely crumble.
Women have brought down nations.
Have you,
as-
dude,
Yes.
she is
Yes.
young, by the way, like young.
I mean, it's just
Sharon Moore's wife is gonna stab him in the face with a soldering iron.
men are just so predictable.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but many of them.
Yeah, whatever money he has left, sounds like she's gonna get a bunch.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, I don't know how much there is. And that's the thing, he ain't getting another job. Like, he does not
No,
have.
he's not great.
No, he does not. Like, this
He
is.
was lucky to get that gig.
Dude, that guy sat on a lottery ticket and then decided to paper shred it.
I think he thought he was Ime Udoka, who had like 2 or 3 teams even after his transgressions ready to call and give him a job.
Does this give us a little bit of what am I trying to say? Does this make us feel a little better about Chauncey? At least it's not just
Gambling?
the
Yeah.
age old like I just went for the young
It is
hot.
kind of fun.
I did something a little bit more
Yeah.
unique, like rip off billionaires.
There you go.
Yeah.
I do like that. Yes, if we want a positive side of things, fixing some poker games is better than the 22-year-old secretary. It's so cliche.
Look, we're all men. We got to ruin our lives in some way. At least I did it creatively.
Someone said, nothing ruins successful men like stress, long hours, and their own incredible horniness.
That's right.
It's a valid point.
That's right.
I'm telling you, it's undefeated. This is why. Like, this is his problem. If I could go back and advise Sharon Moore, ugly secretaries, you can't hire the cute secretary. You can't hire the 22-year-old blonde. You can't. You can't do it.
It kind of doesn't matter.
You're setting Schwarzenegger, right?
Exactly. It's all about proximity. Schwarzenegger knocked up his housekeeper, I think.
Yeah, it was the housekeeper.
And she was not a young
No,
22-year-old
no,
hot.
she
But
wasn't.
you know what she was?
Yeah, she was
She was
available.
just right there.
Yeah, but when availability meets young hot, yeah, it's not good.
It's a test.
Yeah, it's a test.
It's a test of your mettle,
I
Sharon.
love
And you failed.
I love your idea of we start a service where we hire hots.
What coach don't you like right now? What university has a little trepidation about their coach?
Is looking to get out of something. Yeah, maybe USC. And that supposedly Lincoln Riley's buyout is in the $70 or $80 million range.
Well, there you go.
You know what's in LA? Hots, and a lot of them.
That wouldn't be hard.
No, it would not.
Or maybe
No.
it
Well,
would.
maybe it would. I mean, that's
Not
yeah.
saying he'd take the bait,
Well, it would.
but
We
if he's
find out.
smart, he would not take the bait.
We find out.
But
All of a sudden, coaches are like, "No, this isn't real." And then the back of their, it's the
Sorry,
devil on
honey.
the shoulder. You're like, "No, it's real. It's real." Because every man you have 2 base coaches, right? And one of them plays things very conservative. He's like the Kansas City Royals third base coach, right? He's like, "No, we're gonna hold up and let's see what happens." But I'm telling you, that guy waving you home, that son of a bitch, he is He's dynamic. He's a big personality, and not only is he sending you home, he's telling you to come in standing up. He's not even telling you to slide. He's like, you got this. Come on. You got this. And too often than not, we listen to the aggressive base coach. And you can't. You got to play it conservative. You got to hold up singles and doubles.
Well, another one down.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have another small little coaching carousel round because whoever Michigan hires, probably Connor Stallions. Isn't it funny how they found everything they needed to fire Sharon Moore, but they didn't find a thing about Connor Stallions' behavior?
Well, it's because Sharon Moore was deleting everything. Remember, he's delete. Problem is, well, never mind. That's a bad joke, but some things can't be deleted, but maybe.
Well, they kind of were.
They kind of were. But if you believe rumors, I mean, it's all bad.
Listen.
Well, then now.
So now you got Michigan having to find a coach.
They supposedly want Kalen DeBoer.
Well, they're not going to get Kalen DeBoer, but they got to find a coach, and whoever they find is it's probably going to lead. It's going to lead to like somebody like Washington State, not like, but you know what? I mean.
Yeah.
What just happened to Washington State is going to happen to another school.
You think Matt Campbell's upset that he didn't wait one more week?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, had Matt Campbell not signed that Penn State deal, which was it not this week or was it late last week?
I think it was last week.
One more week. If Matt Campbell could have just hung on for one more week, that's where Michigan State immediately would have gone.
Well, I don't know where else they would go.
I don't know. I mean, there was some talk that maybe Jesse Minter, who's the defensive coordinator at with the Chargers now, he was the Michigan guy. Is there an idea that maybe he would want to come back to college? One of the best defensive minds in the game. Obviously, like by all accounts, the Michigan people are saying that they are actively trying to gauge interest in DeBoer. Because that was another rumor that you don't know what to. That's the problem with all these. It's just rumors, and you don't want to believe them. But then you're like, oh crap, some of these turn out to be true. The rumor was again out there that DeBoer, the Alabama thing isn't what it's cracked up to be. That DeBoer may be looking for something a little less Alabama-y, and Michigan.
They're not getting Kalen DeBoer out of there.
This is a good one. For our service, someone said Mike Norvell better stay away from that secretary. Bingo. Mike Norvell.
He didn't get fired yet?
No, because they owe him. He just signed that contract extension. Remember when the Alabama job came up, all those guys, Sark, Norvell, Lanning, they all got those big extensions. And Florida State hates Mike Norvell, but they don't have the money. I'm telling you.
They're sending Scush his way.
Yeah, Mike, just hide in the bunker, Costanza style. All male staffers at this point. Just if an attractive woman comes anywhere near you, turn and run. It's a trap.
Stay strong, Mike. Stay strong.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
All right. Well, there's Sports Talk opening Seggy.
Well, I mean, it's just
late breaking news.
Yeah, you get in your car and you're driving in and you're like, excuse me, what?
Yeah,
and when you hear a dumb rumor that you don't believe and then it turns out to be true, you're like, whoa.
It was one of those stories that like the news was out when I left the house, and by the time I got here, all the sordid details had then been released.
Well, I will say you gotta hand it to Michigan because they tackled this in one fell swoop. They instantly put out a release. Like the news came out that he was fired, and everybody's like, "Whoa!" I just thought it's just because they didn't like him.
Yeah.
But then I was like, "Wait, that timing's a little weird."
Yeah.
But then Michigan instantly threw out a release saying exactly what had happened.
Yeah,
which is very rare. They don't often talk.
No,
about
they weren't messing around.
They were not messing around. They're like, you are out, and here's why, and we're not paying you a dime. So now we know, and Michigan needs a coach, and we do sports talk for you today.
Sports.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's Wednesday. We love Wednesday. Is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sharon Moore got fired on Hump Day.
Nope.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's a little ironic, isn't it, Schultze?
And he ain't getting another
Schnitzel Wolf.
He ain't getting another job.
All right, let's start.
Where do you go from? Where do you
go from there? That that's the top news of the day.
That's a good question.
Right there, you got some Duck stuff here. It looks like.
Yeah.
The Dukes of Madison James sneaking up on the Ducks.
The Dukies.
Notre Dame isn't quite the draw it claims to be, guys. Some numbers.
They just sound like such a bunch of babies at this point.
We got to get to the NFL nasties too. We haven't. We got some NFL yesterday, but not enough.
Well, it's another big week
for this reporter.
Well, we're in elimination week.
Yeah, it's getting good now.
There's a lot of win or go home now for these teams.
Good. Oh, and we have Phillip Rivers audio today for you guys.
That was delightful, by the way.
He's the old granddad up there.
The weight question was, ideal. Did you?
I didn't see that. We have a couple minutes of it, but
someone asked him how much he weighed, and his response was phenomenal.
All right, well, let's get started with hot sports talk. We stick with college football next on The Fan.
Dirt and Sprague. Dirt and Sprague.
I'm Dirt. How many in a row are they going to
embarrassing itself further.
Yeah, if it's possible, they just keep digging that hole.
Oh,
and,
it is possible.
You know, you would think that there'd be some self-awareness, like someone would pull them inside and be like, dude, you should really stop. Like, this isn't getting you anywhere other than just making you look ridiculous and everyone turning against you.
So we'll have that story. But what does Michigan do? Seriously, what do they do? Sharon Moore fired, by the way, if you haven't seen.
Yeah.
And so names popping up are...
How about Bobby Petrino?
Oh, he's a good coach.
Well,
he didn't get the Arkansas job, right?
No, he did not. So
Chad Morris got that.
You know,
I mean, Petrino's pretty good.
Wouldn't it be something? Because, by the way, this is exactly what happened with Bobby Petrino. Wouldn't it be something you fire Sharon Moore and you go hire Bobby Petrino?
Well, I mean, he is back.
He is back.
He
Yeah.
was the OC at Arkansas.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of. I mean, you're Michigan, so you would think that you would be able to get a significant name. I just don't know how far along in the process someone's going to be willing to punt on this. Transfer portal opens up soon. We'll be interested to see what happens to Michigan's class. Michigan had a very, very nice recruiting class. I think top 5 in the country. I mean, they went 9-3. It wasn't great this year, but I mean, it was 9-3. I honestly, I don't know. I really don't. The Jesse Minter one. Like, Minter was kind of viewed as the reason why they won that national. You know, he was the defensive mind behind that.
He's with the Chargers.
He's with the Chargers, and he's going to be a guy that's going to get a head coaching job in the NFL eventually. Does he want to come back and take that Michigan job? I'm just. I don't.
What about whoever Washington State hires? What? Well, you know.
Don't be a jerk.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Goes to Oregon State. It's Jamarcus Shepard.
Yeah, what if Jamarcus Shepard jumps over there?
Oh God. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, most of the big names you would think are at solidified programs.
Lane Kiffin.
I mean, I don't know. Either everyone that was up that was a significant name either got a job, signed an extension recently. I wouldn't think that Michigan would want to go mining down in the FCS ranks. And by the way, most of those guys, again, either took jobs or signed extensions, although that wouldn't stop you. Those buyouts are probably pittance. So I'm saying that you could probably go get those guys. I just don't know. I just don't know where Michigan goes.
Ryan Silverfield at Arkansas, not Chad Morris.
Chad Morris ended up at Oklahoma State.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Ryan Silverfield from Memphis.
Golsh was originally supposed to go to Arkansas, and then on his way to Arkansas, he took a detour to Auburn, ended up in Auburn. Like, Arkansas had basically announced that he was the guy, and then Auburn was like, nah, come here. And so, yeah, they ended up with the Memphis coach. So it's been such a chaotic turn. You know, then Brian Kelly's name is out there.
I know no one likes him.
He's a good coach.
He's won a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
He's probably the best fit, honestly.
I mean, he's pretty good. Because I don't know what else.
But his name's kind of mud right now. So.
But why, though?
Well, it didn't go well down there.
No, but
and he's just not viewed as a guy that people really want to be around.
He's had a
kind
winning
of an ass.
I get it. He's an ass. There's a lot of coaches who are an ass. That doesn't matter. What matters is, can he win? And he won at LSU, just not enough. He won a lot at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We outthinking the room here?
Well, I mean, Brady was a name that got brought up for the LSU job. He's the
Brady?
Joe Brady. He was the LSU offensive mind, and
Wouldn't you rather have
Buffalo.
Brian Kelly than Joe Brady?
I would think so. I mean, but this kind of shows you at this point in the procedure, if they don't find a way to get Kalen DeBoer, and I'm with you, they're not going to get Kalen DeBoer, but that apparently is what Michigan wants. There's enough people out there saying that when Michigan knew this was coming, right? They've been investigating and they were just waiting for the smoking test. And once they had that, this seems to be the overwhelming feeling is that they are going after Kalen DeBoer. And I don't think there'd be this much smoke if they thought that there was zero chance they get Kalen DeBoer. If they don't, they're not getting like Marcus Freeman. That's not happening. I mean, I think you're down to kind of, no offense.
Why would Kalen DeBoer? I don't get that. Why would Kalen DeBoer leave?
Apparently,
Alabama.
The whispers are that he does not like the culture at Alabama. The SEC in the South just is not supposedly sitting well with him.
Okay, meaning like it's too intense?
Too intense in the fan base and look.
Too much pressure?
Too much pressure. And I know there's
He's
pressure.
going to have pressure at Michigan.
It's different pressure than down in the South. I mean, my God, that guy went 10-1 in the SEC, and people want him fired at Alabama. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I think it's different down there.
I definitely think it's different. I agree with that, but I don't.
And then the other
see him
name,
leaving.
the other name that I could see, and this goes back to
Although before you get to that,
yeah.
it could be that. I mean, why don't we just tie Alabama's late season suctitude to him flirting with Michigan?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, they looked terrible the other day.
Well, I promise you, they've talked to his agent, and see if there's any sort of interest. I'm guessing DeBoer is probably going to have an awkward conversation. Getting ready for the playoffs. Someone will ask him that question. The other one is, was it Josh Pate that said, yeah, keep an eye on Lincoln Riley. Supposedly there was some talk that Lincoln Riley and USC might be a parting of ways, that maybe those two just didn't really have a lot of desire to stay together. And remember, the Penn State job was kind of a whisper, but Michigan's a hell of a lot better job than Penn State. Not certain if a guy that can't coach defense, you're interested in bringing him to Michigan. But if you're looking for big names, that's kind of the only big names out there, unless you just go down the road of go find the best coordinator at a power, program a la Dan Lanning and go that way.
Well, you do have Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
So Lincoln Riley,
Yeah.
I mean, he's worked with a few Heismans.
Yeah, something like that.
Although the big knock on Riley is that most of his quarterback, if not all, that he worked with in college aren't doing well. It's not that they're not doing crap in the pros. It's just that they have not transitioned well to the pros.
Yeah.
In other words, Lincoln Riley is not teeing up his quarterbacks for NFL for the NFL.
But a win you Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, and maybe that's. I mean, I don't know Bryce Underwood's.
I just don't know. Like
sitch, but
I know Michigan's gonna be all like, we need to go get that guy, the Lincoln Riley or the Brian Kelly or whatever. But again, go look at the coaches that are kind of lighting the world on fire right now in college football, that everyone is all hot and bothered. Go find a nice coordinator. There's a lot of those coaches. Marcus Freeman apparently is the bee's knees, and he's now football Jesus.
Well, who's the top coordinator then that hasn't been plucked?
Let's look, best coordinators, college football. But like Dan Lanning was a coordinator. There's a lot of those guys that have kind of risen up through the ranks that end up being great coaches. Ryan Day was a coordinator. You probably go get Dabo.
Why would you want Dabo?
I was just kind of.
I mean, Kirby Smart even was a coordinator.
Yeah,
why not grab somebody off of Georgia's staff like Lanning was?
Yeah.
I think they just fear with the coordinator that they're not gonna get that guy. It's hard to know who that guy is.
Yeah.
A lot of good coordinators, but it doesn't mean they're all gonna be the next Dan Lanning.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like,
so I think they're afraid of that.
Yeah, like you got like Ben Arbuckle at Oklahoma or Ryan Grubb. I have no idea what their personalities are because we don't get to hear from them. Dan Lanning obviously was a coordinator at Georgia, but Dan Lanning had a personality that lent itself to be a head coach. So did Marcus Freeman. I don't know what was it Andy Kolnicki at Penn State? I don't know what that guy is like. Is that a guy that is a leader of men? I don't know.
Okay, well, Michigan fires its coach.
Yeah,
they need a new one. Washington State needs a new one. What about Chip? Chip to Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, he's out there. Thanks, but no thanks.
How about Jonathan Smith jumping up to
Michigan?
Gets fired at Michigan State, and then he just goes over to Ann Arbor.
Well, someone just said, go hire Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker?
I get Mel Tucker at a deep discount.
Isn't he embroiled in a lawsuit?
Yeah. Oh, no, I think that
did
got
they
dismissed.
settle?
I think it got...
It did get dismissed.
I think Michigan State won. I don't think
did they?
Yeah, I don't think they had to pay him any money.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah, I think they got
Way to
away
go,
from that.
Mel.
Yeah. That's the one thing. If you're Sharon Moore, is that the one thing you go to your wife and you're like, at least I'm not Mel Tucker? Although Mel Tucker wasn't pregnant.
Why would you say that?
Well, because he only gave up 27 mil and Mel Tucker gave up 80.
No, I think at this point she wishes he was Mel Tucker because Mel Tucker allegedly didn't touch anybody. So
start hunting for condos, Sharon.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's from, but
that may be more of a 2-bedroom sort of situation. I don't know if he's got. Full con. Hopefully he saves some of that money. You're gonna need it.
All right, coming up next, Notre Dame is at it again. Here's Schultze.
Now, Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update is brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, a great spot for any occasion. And don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in. Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com. First on the Fan, huge news out of college football this afternoon. Michigan firing head coach Sharon Moore with cause after 2 seasons. Multiple reports state he was terminated for engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Biff Poggi has been named the interim head coach. And after returning last week to face the Vikings in the professional ranks, Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels out again Sunday against the Giants. He left the game after re-aggravating that dislocated elbow. Head coach Dan Quinn, though, said he might be ready for Week 16 against the Eagles. And in baseball, another big free agent signing today. The Baltimore Orioles have grabbed first baseman Pete Alonso for 5 years, $155 million. He had 38 bombs and 126 RBIs last season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Ducks Game Day. This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, now to Notre Dame. So Michigan, if you're just tuning in, has fired Sharon Moore. Is it Sharon or Sharon?
Sharon, I believe.
Sharon Moore. Yeah, with cause.
Sharada, not going to work here.
Yeah, with cause, he does not get paid. He was stooping his secretary.
We can say his name however we want now. 'Cause we're not
He's
going to hear it much anymore.
Yeah, not only was he stooping the secretary, but he gave her a better job while he was stooping her, and that's the Bobby Petrino element. She came on board as a low-level recruiting assistant, and then lo and behold, he got hired as the head coach, and she became his executive assistant.
So Notre Dame is continuing to embarrass itself.
Yes.
Because they're all butthurt about not making the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but Ivan Maisel is a college football writer.
I like Ivan Maisel.
He is on the college football playoff committee
Yes.
that left Notre Dame out of the college football playoff.
Yes.
Well, interestingly, Ivan Maisel has recently penned a book about former Notre Dame head football coach Frank Leahy.
Ah.
Now, Leahy won 4 national championships at Notre Dame. He's a legend there.
Yes.
And Ivan was due to sign books at the Notre Dame bookstore.
Oh, my God. They didn't do this.
But that event has now been canceled.
They gave... What a bunch of bitches. Is it Baklava, their AD?
Bavakwa, yeah.
Bavakwa?
Let's call him Baklava.
That's better.
It's not baklava, but I wasn't exactly sure. What is it? One more time?
It's baklava.
Baklava.
Yeah.
Not ah. What an
Baklava.
Baklava? I heard it said, I think ESPN said it about 6 different ways.
I don't know. It's not baklava. I know that. It's not that.
It's Bavakwa.
Bavakwa?
Bavakwa.
You know what? I'm going. The Schnitzel Wolf claims to be an expert at everything, including.
Bavakwa?
I'm going with Bavakwa.
Yeah, it sounds like Bavakwa is. That's like the normal pronunciation of it. Bavakwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Tua Tagovailoa.
This absolute asshat.
Roger
what?
Goodell, Commissioner Goodell.
The amount of insane things that he has said over the last 72 hours, he is on an all-time dumbass heater, including one of the most dominant 10-game stretches in the history of college football. How dare the ACC? The relationship is damaged beyond comprehension. Although I did see this. This is the one thing where I'll give him a little bit of leeway on. I guess the ACC sent out emails to the teams, kind of talking points about trying to get Miami into the playoff, and they included Notre Dame on them. They did the dreaded reply all.
Forgot to leave them off?
Forgot to leave them off. So, I'll give them credit. That's kind of crappy. But at the same time, I wish someone would sit down with him and give an honest interview, because his whole thing is how dare the ACC promote Miami. I would love for someone to ask him, so when you got $10 million for going to the college football playoff and winning games, were you going to give $1 of that to the ACC? Oh, wait, no. When Miami goes, they do have to give some to the ACC, so why wouldn't they promote the full member and the member that would have to split money with the conference? I mean, he's such a stooge. It's unbelievable.
So they're now saying that the Ivan Maisel signing, Maisel tweeted that he was disappointed. He said he was looking forward to talking to Notre Dame fans about everything. Now,
it's a book about a legendary Notre Dame coach.
Well, but they're going to come at him about being on the committee. Now, here's the thing you need to know about him being on the committee. He was recused when talking about Notre Dame.
Because of the book, right?
Because of the book,
yeah.
He said, I stand by the committee and the work we did. I stood by as the committee decided on Notre Dame. So he didn't have to leave the room, but he did not have a vote on Notre Dame. He couldn't talk about Notre Dame. He said, the reason for that is because head coach Marcus Freeman wrote a blurb for my book, American Coach. I was recused from discussing or voting on the Irish. I offered the recusal in August, and the college football playoff accepted it. So he didn't even vote on Notre Dame. He just said, I was really looking forward to, hearing out Notre Dame fan when I was at the bookstore on Friday. This is supposed to be on Friday. Yeah. And he tweeted that he was disappointed. Well, now apparently it's back on the schedule. So, so social media has publicly and successfully shamed the Notre Dame bookstore.
I just can't believe that someone hasn't been able to get in their ear and tell them that that this scorched earth approach is helping nobody. Like no one's changing their mind and letting you back in, Notre Dame. And all you're doing is creating ill will and just getting people to turn against you. Like, this is a bad look across the board. Even the talking heads on ESPN that were bloviating about Notre Dame, even they've turned against you. Even that ESPN is like, yeah, better talk these guys up, or saying, yeah, this is a bad look. The Big 12 commissioner is coming out and blasting them. I mean, it's just, do you really want it to be you and everyone against you in the entire sport? It just makes I would love to know what their end game is. I would love to know what old Pete, like, what are you trying to accomplish by this whining tour? Because Texas, I didn't think anyone was going to bitch more than Texas, but they've gone quiet. Miami last year went quiet. Vandy put up a kind of a bitch fit for 24 hours. They shut up about it and went away.
Miami handled, well, it wasn't Miami, it was Cristobal.
Yeah.
I thought he handled his part pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, he stated his case.
Yeah.
He wasn't overly negative about it. He was just like, look, head-to-head should matter, and that's all. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And, of course, he doesn't have to. I mean, it's easy to say that now because they got in.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. Too bad for Notre Dame.
Someone said it reminded me why I hate Notre Dame. Me too.
Well, most everyone hates Notre Dame.
I had kind of come around a little bit. Like, Notre Dame to me was a lot. It was like kind of Duke basketball, but Notre Dame never wins anything. And I like Marcus Freeman. Seemed like pretty good people. And I'd gotten over the Brian Kelly killing the kid on the scissor lift thing. And, there's good tradition there. So I'd kind of come around. I'd softened on Notre Dame a little bit. And this just brought me around to what a bunch of absolute crybabies.
Well, Paul Feinbaum, whom I don't listen to, but I saw in this article in Front Office Sports, he came out and he said that their TV ratings don't match their reputation.
Yeah.
Well, Front Office Sports dug into that. So when we come back, I'll tell you. I mean, because Notre Dame, like I think the prevailing thought is that Notre Dame draws really well. Like, they're the only school that has its own TV deal.
Yes.
They get like $50 million
Yes.
with NBC. Just for their games.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
Yep.
But are those games Whoa. Are those that was misfire. Are those games really that watched? We'll look at the ratings from Front Office Sports coming up next on The Fan.
Your leg bone connected to your knee bone. Who's in, who's out?
Why?
This is the Injury Report, brought to you by Zoom Care. Health on your schedule.
He did re-aggravate his elbow injury in the game. No structural setbacks. However, through the medical evaluations, over the last couple days, including this morning, doctors advised us we hold him this Sunday. And so Marcus will start, and we're really bummed for Jaden.
That is Dan Quinn discussing his quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
We need to talk about this at some point, because when you look ahead to like what Washington has, do you know they have one of the oldest rosters in the NFL and not a lot of draft capital and now a beat up second-year quarter? Like, that went from, oh my God, we're going to win a Super Bowl to this may not be quite the rosy picture that we painted.
But
Mariota.
Yes.
He's back.
He's back.
Zoom Care, more than 20 neighborhood clinics in Oregon, Southwest Washington. Convenient access to same-day urgent and emergency care. Schedule or learn more at zoomcare.com.
Whether you're looking for
Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Being a man of increase.
So here's what Paul Feinbaum said about Notre Dame. He said, they think they're great, but they're not. They're not the draw they used to be. This has nothing to do with the playoffs. It just has to do with the fact that their brand, as good as they think they aren't as big as the SEC brand or even the Big Ten brand. That was Paul Feinbaum, the voice of the SEC.
Yes. Paul!
Who's a goober.
Yeah, he is.
But
he makes a valid point.
For some reason, people listen to him. And every once in a while, he's right.
Yeah.
So here is what Front Office Sports dug up about the actual facts behind Notre Dame's television ratings. Again, they have their own TV deal. They make $50 million off of it. Yeah. No other school has anything like it,
Nor
which is
could
why
they.
they're not in a league.
Yeah.
The 10-2 Irish did not rank among the top 10 most watched college football teams this year, according to Nielsen. Their average viewing audience of 3.9 million viewers ranked them 15th in college football, behind Florida, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Florida State.
How about that? By the way, most of those teams stunk.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
South Carolina and Florida State?
Well, and to be fair, too, outside of those first two games, Notre Dame didn't play anyone. There's an element, too, if you play a big game, like I'm sure Alabama's numbers stink when they play Tallahassee JUCO, so I'd be interested. I can probably look it up, what the Notre Dame rating was for Catholics, Cons, and then A&M. But after that, no one's watching Notre Dame for the sake of watching Notre Dame.
Well, there's more. They say the most watched team was Alabama, averaging more than double Notre Dame's viewers at 8.5 million, followed by Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Overall, the SEC teams accounted for 4 of the 5 most watched schools. According to Nielsen, Notre Dame played in only one of the top 20 most watched college football games this year. That would be the Miami game, which drew a season-high 10.8 million viewers.
Just saw that.
Ironically, the committee pointed to that 27-24 road loss to the Hurricanes as the reason the Irish did not make the playoff cut. Even their rivalry game against USC did not have a big number, 2.9 million, so basically 3 million viewers for that, which trailed 3 SEC matchups on ABC that same weekend.
The A&M game got 6. So Notre Dame just kind of smells like any other schools that if you have a top 10 matchup, people tune into it, and if you don't, no one's watching. But just on a day-to-day basis, the SEC reigns supreme. We talked about this. What was it like? I think the Big Ten this year had, it was like 5 games that did over 10 million, and the SEC had 25, 26, something like that. It just...
So Notre Dame just played in the championship game last year.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the telling one, because it's like, okay, it's a game that there's no bigger game in the sport, and there are no bigger brands in the sport, or at least according to themselves. So you would think it would get a huge number.
Yeah.
Well, Front Office Sports says that number was 22 million, which
it wasn't 22. Didn't Alabama and Michigan the year before in the semifinal get a bigger number?
They said that 22 million was down 12% from Michigan's win over Washington in the previous college football playoff final. It is also the 3rd lowest audience among all 11 college football playoff title games. So, Notre Dame is... Feinbaum's right.
Oh, yeah.
They are just not... Even when they play in the biggest game, like if the Cowboys played in the Super Bowl...
Yeah.
Like for example, Thanksgiving. Yeah. Cowboys-Chiefs... Did you see the rating for that?
It was 40-something million.
Yeah, and that is going to be more than...
Yes.
I don't know.
Any other
Bears.
Well, we saw
Dolphins. Even if everyone's captive on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, who did the Lions play on Thanksgiving? Was it the Packers?
The Packers.
And that did a huge number. That did 30 or 40, and then the Cowboys and Chiefs did 40, high 40s or 50. It went even higher.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is the bigger brands always, even in the biggest games,
go higher.
It still goes higher.
Well,
and with Notre Dame in the championship game. And this year, for their biggest games, they did not.
Well, that's what I when you said that number of 22, I was like, that's really low. Because the year before, remember, Michigan and Alabama played in the Rose Bowl for the right to play in the national title. Remember, that was the goal line in Jalen Milroe, and they got stuffed at whatever. That got 28 million people. So Alabama and Michigan in the non-championship game for the right to go play for the national championship got 28 million. 6 million more than Michigan in the national title game against a massive brand like Ohio State. So, hey, Peter Baklava, whatever the hell your name is, maybe take it down a notch or two, buddy. This whole, we run the sport. Do you? And also Notre Dame, I get it. You're a big Brown. When's the last time Notre Dame won anything? Because you can't win a conference title. And I think it's been, 88 since last time you won a national title? So maybe let's tone down some of the rhetoric that college football absolutely has to have you on
What
board.
do you think they do now? Like, what do you think happens with Notre Dame moving forward?
Supposedly the idea was that they were talking about taking their ball and going home from the ACC, but I mean, where else?
They're not really even in the ACC.
Exactly, but their other sports are, right? All the 24 other sports need a partner. The only Notre Dame can't be independent other than football. So the idea was, are they so pissy at that? Where would they go? The SEC and the Big Ten aren't going to do it, so that would leave the Big 12. So do you go to the Big 12? But the Big 12 just told Notre Dame to go F themselves and said they were acting ridiculous. So I don't know if Notre Dame really has a path here other than to just bitch and moan because they don't want to join a conference. If they leave the ACC, then it's the Big 12. And how is that any better than the ACC? Other than maybe the relationship's a little better because apparently they felt like they got stabbed in the back. I did see a thing where going forward, the next iteration of the college football playoff, Notre Dame is guaranteed to be in if they're in the top 12. So somehow they managed to get that pile of crap passed. It's just unbelievable that when all the commissioners get together to decide the future of the sport, it's all the commissioners and then the AD of one school. It blows my mind that those other places don't tell that guy to go take a hike. Either join one of us, the Big Ten or the SEC, or go away. I would love to see someone actually call Notre Dame on their crap and be like, no, dude, if you want to schedule the ACC, then come join us. And if you don't, go away. They can't pull that crap with other conferences. That has to be the lesser ones. There's no way the SEC or the Big Ten would let them get away with that.
Wouldn't you want them as part of your league, though?
Yes, that's
the thing.
They all want them part of their league, but that's the thing is the only way you can get Notre Dame to join one of these leagues is not playing their reindeer games. Notre Dame has to have scheduling partners and they have to have a conference affiliation for their other sports. If the schools wanted to, if the conference wanted to, they could squeeze Notre Dame and say, you will be a part of us. Pick the one you want because anyone would open the front door for you. And the only ones that they would join would be the Big Ten and the SEC. And by the way, they would make more money in the Big Ten and the SEC.
They wouldn't join the Pac-12?
No.
New look Pac-12?
No. And they wouldn't join the ACC and they wouldn't join the Big 12. But so far, no one's really squeezed them on it. So, it's
interesting.
They would make more money. They just lose that independence to kind of do whatever they want.
All right, let's get to some NFL nasties. Where does Washington go from here? And we have quite possibly two of the worst 11-2 teams of all time. Next on The Fan.
on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, big news today out of college football. The University of Michigan has fired head coach Sharon Moore with cause after 2 seasons with the program. Multiple reports state that he was terminated for engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Biff Poggi has been named the interim coach. And after just returning last weekend to face the Vikings up in the pro ranks, Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels going to be out again on Sunday against the New York Giants. He had left the game after re-aggravating that dislocated elbow. Head coach Dan Quinn says there's no structural damage, so he might be ready for Week 16 against the Eagles, but it's Marcus Mariota on Sunday against New York. And in baseball, another big free agent signing today, the Baltimore Orioles have grabbed first baseman Pete Alonso for 5 years, $155 million. He hit 38 home runs and 126 RBIs last season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. We need more dogs. The Fan.
All right, welcome back. We just had to film a little video. We got to do a shout out.
Shout out.
An SO.
Yeah.
Is that what they call those?
You guys
SOs?
doing Cameo now?
No,
I tried and they wouldn't let me on there.
Yeah, he's not famous enough.
No.
We were sending a video over to Adam Bjarnson.
Yes.
Or his wife, or maybe I shouldn't say this. They might be watching. I don't know. Well, listen, Bjarnson
You're
is
doing great.
He's moving on.
Yes.
To real estate. Like he's leaving TV.
Boy,
and tonight's his last show.
Dude, that guy reeks of real estate. You know, like when you go in and like you see like that bus bench or whatever, and there's someone's face on it, and it's like overly tan, and it's like that glossy photo. That's Adam Bjarnson. He should be. What's that show you like? The real estate show in LA.
Well, the $1 Million Listing?
$1 Million Listing.
Yeah.
Dude, Bjornson could be on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that blank sort of real estate stare.
I want to say he's been in real estate for a while. He's just been kind of double dipping.
He dabbles.
Oh, yeah. Last time I saw
Hasn't he?
him, God, he's always so nice to me. Love Adam Bjarnson.
Great dude.
One of the best connections I've ever had in this business in Portland media. But every time I see him, he looks exhausted.
Yeah, well, he's got like 8 kids now.
Yeah, and
did you know
3
that?
jobs. Yeah.
I mean, we were hanging out with him pre-kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now he's got 12 kids.
Well, that's his fault for having all those kids. They're selfish and disruptive.
Yeah, so I think he's just local media, come on, it's not all it's cracked up to be. So he's like, this sucks. I'm moving on to something where I can make a little dough.
I understand.
So look for us tonight on his final show.
Okay. Good luck.
Wherever he broadcasts. I don't even know. Is he on Coin?
Didn't Buckley leave to work
Buckley
with Adam Bjornson, and now
yes,
this
Buckley is there, and I think it's what is it? Coin?
Yeah, it's Coin 6.
Yeah,
Coin 6.
Okay. Yeah. So watch Coin tonight.
Look at you being dialed in. You're like, I don't know. He's on there somewhere.
Jeff Gianola's gone. Adam Bjarnson's gone.
Steve Dunn has retired too. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah.
I
Everyone's
love Steve
away.
Dunn.
Maybe that's why Buckley moved over. He knew that like all these people were moving on. Can't see Buckley getting some hair transplant and then all of a sudden stepping in. He's just like, well, I'm here. I'm ready to go. And I saw Jeff Gianola. Like we were out somewhere and he was live. He was like live on the scene.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where I was. This was like right before he retired. I'm trying to remember where I was at, but I looked over there and said, is that Jeff Gianola? I wanted to go up and say hi, but I knew he would just stare at me and be like, who are you?
No, he's really nice. He wouldn't have done that at all.
Nah, he wouldn't have done that. He probably has no idea who I am.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Steve Dunn signing off after 39 years. Everybody's leaving, man.
I know. Well, everyone's getting old. These people have been around forever.
I know.
Jeff Gianola's like in his 70s, right?
Jeff Gianola was like, he was in a movie. Remember that Tommy Lee Jones, I think it was The Hunted? It was shot here in Portland. He was like the newscaster
I tell you
in
what,
that movie, man.
I saw his sign off.
Yeah.
Dude, as sign offs go, that was about as good as it gets. I don't know if you saw it at all.
I didn't see it.
I did.
I didn't see it live, but they played a recap of it, and it was really cool. They had their whole staff behind him on the set. He was tearing up. He was talking to his co-host, and she was tearing up. And that dude.
It was a Taster's Choice moment?
It was.
We all got together?
Sure. It was really good.
Huh. Except when we leave eventually, something tells me we won't. Yeah.
No. That's not happening here.
We don't get the big emotional send-off.
We'll just be gone one day. And then if you have our numbers, you can just text us and we'll tell you what happened.
I kind of want it that way. It's the Goodwill Hunting. Like, we'll just show up to the studio one day and we won't be here. It'll be 3:00 and everyone will be like, well, I guess someone else goes on.
I don't have anything else to say to you guys.
Nah, what do you want?
If this is our last show, I'll be like, all right, well, this is our last show. Bye.
That'll do, pig.
I'll be out there somewhere.
That'll do.
Buy me a drink sometime.
Yeah, go rattle some ice and we'll be fine. Yeah, if you see me out and about. Oh, hey, someone brought me a bottle of JMO Black Label. Yeah, we were throwing out. It was over Miami Notre Dame, by the way. You were gone. But when Nemec was in, I was like, I'm telling you, Miami is going to get in over Notre Dame.
You called that.
And someone went and bet a bunch of money on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They laid down a bunch of coins. So
there's your new career.
There's the new career. Yeah, someone
be a tout.
Yeah, someone brought me a bottle of a Black Label JMO. So
well, it sounds weird to say congratulations to Adam Bjarnson because he's going from 2 jobs to 1 job.
Yeah, he's gonna go sell homes.
Congratulations. I don't know, but congratulations. It was a mediocre career.
Hey, Bjornsson, find me something in the Johns Landing area and don't charge me an arm and a leg. How about that?
But we had a great time with you, and we love you dearly. You're a very nice man.
Bjornsson is a very
wonderful.
Nice
man. Absolutely.
He's a wonderful guy.
Although the highlights,
and the puka shell necklace. Yeah, I mean, look, there were poor choices along the way.
What are you talking? He just got stuck in 2005 and never left, and that's fine.
That's right.
Is it possible when you're that handsome?
Yeah, he's hot.
You can't really evolve. You're stuck. You're like, well, I've been this handsome in 1988. And then 1998, why not just keep it going into the 2000s?
Yeah, you'd be scared, like, if you change anything up, you won't be handsome anymore, right?
Yeah.
I think I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I look like Bjornsson, I wouldn't change a damn thing.
You don't want to evolve. You just, you stay put,
Well, why?
Whereas if you're an Uggo, like, you're constantly changing stuff up, trying to find something that works. Bjornsson found something that worked, and he's like, hey, man, I'm not going away from it.
I love how all the things I've said, that confuses you.
All right, let's get to the NFL here.
Oh, yeah, that.
This NFL season is awesome.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and the reason it's awesome is all of the favorites are faltering.
We could have a playoff minus Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
It's freaking nuts.
I think that's great. And that's not because I actively root against any of those teams. As a matter of fact, as you know, I have a love affair with the Ravens.
No.
It's steamy and has been steamy, although it's quite cold at the moment.
I know.
But it's just been good. It's topsy-turvy. For example, the Bears started Sunday the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
They lost by, 25 yards, basically.
1 score.
And they are now number 7 in the NFC.
Yep.
The Packers, who beat the Bears, started the day the 6th seed. They are now the 2 seed. It's going to be good.
Yeah, in these final 4 weeks, I mean, anything can happen. Do you know that there is a real world? And by the way, this is not like just ass backwards. If the Dolphins win out, and let me give you, those Miami Dolphins, if the Dolphins win out, I'm going to pull up their schedule because they're 6-7 right now.
Yeah, by the way, okay. It's worth pointing, before you get to that, it's worth pointing out that the Dolphins are 6-7.
Yes.
The Ravens are 6-7.
Yes.
And the Chiefs are 6-7.
Yes.
So remember in week, let's just say 3 or 4, how we were talking about those teams. They all have the same record.
We got into it. We got into a situation when the Dolphins fired their GM and everyone was like, dude, why aren't they just firing everybody? Fire the coach, just everything. And it was one of those, no one could figure out what they were doing. It was just like, well, I guess we don't want to pay anyone and we're not going to hire anyone right away, so might as well just do this. And lo and behold, they are on an absolute heater right now. Now, the schedule is fairly tough, but they've got the Steelers, who are a playoff team right now. But if you've watched the Steelers play, the Steelers stink. I don't know how they beat the Baltimore Ravens because they stink. And then they play the Bengals. And then they play the Buccaneers, who are a shell of themselves. And their final game is against the Patriots. The Patriots probably won't be playing for anything. There is a world where they finish this thing out and go undefeated, and the Miami Dolphins make the postseason. That is a real thing that could happen. This season is freaking Stranger Things in the NFL.
I was looking at Coach of the Year odds, and Mike Vrabel is the odds-on favorite.
Well, of course.
You know who's number 2 right now?
Number 2.
It can't be Mike Tomlin, right?
Well, maybe
No.
McDonald in Seattle.
No. Mike
McDaniel?
McDaniel.
I mean,
He's number 2.
considering where they were at,
By the way,
they were dead in the water.
Well, yeah, he was number 1 on the list
To get fired.
To get fired first.
Yes.
And now he's number 2 on the list for Coach of the Year. This is why the NFL is great.
Yes.
Because, I mean, and you mentioned the Patriots, and I teased this. You know, the Patriots are 11-2. They take on Buffalo this week. Huge game.
Yeah.
Remember, they already beat Buffalo in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Denver is also 11-2, but according to Warren Sharp, both Denver and New England are among the 13 worst 11-2 teams by DVOA since 1978.
What are we doing? It's just
Now, if you're a Broncos and Patriots fan,
Yeah.
and you're like, ugh, and you're still scoffing at people who say they're frauds, understand that of the other 11-2 teams that he's discussing here, the worst 11-2 teams since 1978, 5 of them made the Super Bowl and 2 of them won it.
really.
So
did
DVOA kind of doesn't matter
Huh.
when it comes down to it. It was the 1986 Giants
Okay.
and the 2003 Patriots were amongst the worst 11-2 teams, much like this year's Denver, this year's Patriots.
Well, and I'll tell you, both of those
And
teams,
they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, both those teams were not great offensive teams, but they were rugged defensive teams that would kind of grind out wins, which kind of
that's
reminds
Denver.
you of Denver.
Yeah, New England's a little different
Yeah.
in that they have Drake May, but
Yeah.
cool season.
The idea that you could have a postseason with no Lamar Jackson, no Patrick Mahomes, and no Joe Burrow, and yet it feels like what has kept Josh Allen from winning a Super Bowl? Largely like those 3 quarterbacks. And they're finally kind of out of his way, and it doesn't feel like Buffalo is able to take advantage of it because they have no receivers and their defense is just cheeks. And like, imagine Josh Allen, and then you're just like, it's right there, and then like Drake May comes along and is like, oh, by the way,
Sorry.
you're not even the best team in your division anymore. I mean, it's maddening.
Yeah, I'm not really ready. So as much as I kind of like the fresh blood and kind of this wide open NFL, I think it's fun. I am not ready for the Patriots to be this good.
I know, right?
Again.
I'm kind of hoping that it's a little like we've seen with the Commanders and the Texans, and where you like even in Cincinnati and Joe Burrow, where you're really good early, and then we all just overhype you and you come crashing down. But it kind of feels with Drake May and a young roster and a lot of draft capital, kind of feels like they're going to do this the right way and not screw it up because it's not a crappy organization, unlike some of those other ones that we've seen. So.
Well,
I hate to do it, but of the kind of the flash in the pans, New England seems like the one that actually has staying power versus some of the ones we've seen over the last handful of years.
I feel like Denver does.
Yeah.
But Knicks is not at the Drake May level.
Knicks, I think, will be a limiting factor, especially once they have to pay him. He may be one of those guys that you eventually have to pay like a top-end quarterback, and you won't get top-end performances out of him.
The Patriots, okay, so they won for so many years, and they were awesome, and it was great, whatever.
Yeah.
But then what really kind of bothers me more than anything is that Vrabel was sitting out there, and they hired Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
And those effers went 1 year with Gerard Mayo. Vrabel was still sitting out there.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of teams were sniffing around Vrabel, and they were able to land Vrabel. That kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like the Colts when they got so they had Peyton Manning, right?
Yep.
And then they got Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And it's like,
Green Bay did this. I mean, Green Bay from Favre to Rodgers to Love, you're not supposed to be able to do that.
yeah, but Love wasn't a top 5 pick, was
No,
he?
he wasn't top 5, but he
Yeah.
was a first-round pick.
Well, I know, but he wasn't a slam dunk.
No,
As a
he
matter of fact,
wasn't.
people were saying he was terrible at
But
first.
but you are right in that it feels like when you passed on him the first time
You
around,
screwed up.
someone should have jumped on him, but no one did.
They screwed up, and they were able to right that wrong.
Remember, is it Atlanta or is it someone else that said that he was too intense and he kind of scared? When he walked in, like he scared ownership and management, so they were like, "Whoa, we can't do that." Well, turns out in New England, he's been pretty damn good.
That's just so lucky.
Yeah.
And he is a good coach. He was really good in Tennessee, and you knew he would be back. It's just for them to get him. Now I'm pissed off at them. Screw them.
I too am not ready for them to be good. Like I can handle the Green Bay thing; doesn't bother me.
I like LaFleur.
Yeah, but the idea that they've gone from one quarterback to another, like that is a little annoying because it's not supposed to happen. But if New England is going to go on a run where they're kind of the new powerhouse or one of them in the AFC, I needed them to get humbled sufficiently. And I'm not certain that Patriot fan has been.
Nope. They haven't.
They
haven't.
I needed them to get knocked down another peg or two and then rise from the
We need a
ashes.
Bills win this weekend.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That would go a long way. By the way, of the teams that haven't won, and this year, like it would be nice if Allen could get one, but it's not. They certainly don't look the part. But I would like Josh Allen to eventually get one. I would like Lamar to eventually get one, so everyone can shut up. He's so good, and we don't give him the credit. But
you know who my AFC team is this year?
What do you got? You're not going for the Broncos, are you?
No,
I hope not. It's like Sean Payton, get bent.
It's the Texans.
Really?
I like them. I do. I like him. I like D'Amico Ryans, man. I think he's good.
Dude, their offense is just ugh.
Well, there's a lot of offenses
there
out there.
is. Yeah.
So I root for them.
I could get behind a defense dragging a team's sorry ass carcass there. Like I can't.
No one's gonna believe in them.
No, I can't handle Jacksonville getting there.
No, are they good?
Are
they good?
No, but they've had enough. They've beaten the Texans. They've beaten the Niners. They've beaten the Chiefs. They've beaten the Chargers. They just hammered the Colts. They've got enough wins. You know me, a lot of times you look at a 9-10 win team and I'll be like, they haven't beaten anyone. They've beaten people. And so I want to say, like, I'm kind of forced to say that they're good, but I don't think they are. I think they're just, and their defense is like, it's so, the turnovers, that eventually has to come back down to earth. They're playing out of their mind. Their defense shouldn't be this good, but it's so opportunistic. I don't believe in them, but the record kind of says
Who's
that
better, the Jags or the Texans?
I think overall, I think the Jags are a better team, and they've split their two games. I just think if I had to trust someone, the Texans defense, I think is the best group on the field when those two teams play. So I think I would lean to more believing in that defense being able to carry them over the finish line.
All right. We'll wrap up NFL Nasties coming up next. Would you hire Mike Tomlin, and what is next for Washington on The Fan?
Dirt and on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
It's that time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh. Santa's on his way. Hip, hip, hooray for Christmas vacation.
I'm so talented. Someone should take me on tour.
So we were talking about the Patriots. A couple of texts. Right next to each other, these texts came in. One says, Patriots fans consider 2 seasons of Mac Jones more pain and suffering than any other organization has ever experienced. F them.
And Mac Jones, by the way, the first year wasn't even bad. Like, so he was actually pretty good.
That's the first one. Then right next to that is, please stop the Patriot hate. I've been a fan since they were the Boston Patriots. We were humbled for a very long time.
Oh,
because they were such a dynasty. Don't think your typical fan will ever be humbled again, but I lost a lot of friends that used to talk football with people because they hate them now.
Really? You've been humbled? Seriously? Stop that. When did you get humbled? At what point?
I guess the late Bill Belichick era. I mean, it was like 3 years of...
That's the humbling?
Well, I mean, there was no other time. I mean, they've won for 25 years.
Well, even before that, like with Bill Parcells, they went to a Super Bowl. They didn't win, but they were good with Drew Bledsoe. They went to a Super Bowl in the 80s, didn't win, but they won. Like, they have not had long stretches of being like the worst team. They're not the Cardinals.
Outside of the Dodgers, I don't know if there's another franchise's fans who could... I mean, you have no leg to stand on. Like, you just have to suck it up. People are going to hate you.
Yes. Kansas City, too. Like, we hate, people are done. No one will rejoice, like, no group of people will rejoice more than NFL fans when the Chiefs don't make the postseason. Like, people are done with the Chiefs.
Yeah, they are, because they think the Chiefs get all the calls.
All the calls and like Travis Kelce and the Taylor Swift and Mahomes, those guys are everywhere.
Are the Chiefs more hated than the old Patriots with Brady?
I don't know. It's a good question, because Andy Reid's more likable. But
Mahomes is way more unlikable.
Unlikable. That's a good question. Yeah, I think because the Patriots did it for a longer time. I'd still say the Patriots are a little more hated, but the Chiefs are certainly getting there.
I mean, we're forgetting, Deflategate. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of Patriot hate out there.
They did. There was Spygate, Deflategate, Bill's press conferences.
Yes, exactly.
And Mahomes for all of his weird...
And they weren't even that fun to watch.
I know. At least Mahomes is fun.
Yeah, Mahomes seems like a nice enough guy. I don't know.
That Captain Jack Sparrow effeminate hip run thing that he does. It's just the only reason to really hate Kansas City is because they win. And those two guys are everywhere. But even like Kelsey's, for the most part, is a pretty likable guy. I mean, he may rub some people the wrong way because of the exposure, but Kelsey's not a bad guy. He's never in like a bunch of controversy. But now everyone's like loving kicking dirt on their grave, especially Kelsey.
Well, I mean, they may not go to the playoffs this year. I mean, they don't look very good.
They'll be back.
But let's not count them. Unless Andy Reid retires.
Well, and even if he does, like, there'll be an idea that as long as Mahomes is there, the Patriots went like a 10-year break in between Super Bowls. So Mahomes has never not played in an AFC title game. Ever since he's been a starter, his bare minimum is the AFC Championship. That is not going to continue forever. And yes, Andy Reid will walk away and Kelsey will walk away and that thing will get rebuilt and they'll bring in a new coach and they're going to have to kind of add some talent to it. Like Chris Jones is not the player that he once was. The Karlaftis contract ended up being a bad deal. None of the receivers have really developed. But when you have Patrick Mahomes, you're going to be fine. What was the old GM? Was it Bill Polian that said, once you get the quarterback, everything else is downhill and you'll figure it out. And last time I checked, Kansas City has a pretty good quarterback, so they will rebuild, right? The offensive line will get healthy. They'll hit on some draft picks. So there may be a run here for the next couple of years where Kansas City is not the elite team. But the idea that somehow the Mahomes isn't going to get back to another one, bet against him at your own risk. And by the way, all these games that they're losing, those are really close games. It's not as if Kansas City's getting housed. They're just not making plays. They're usually 1 or 2 plays away from being a completely different football team.
I thought they looked Mahomes especially looked really bad against Houston. Not all his fault, but,
It's not great right now.
No, I guess there was, I don't know. They've lost a few in a row now, I think, or 3 or 4 or
They've
4
lost,
or 5.
They've lost 4 or 5.
Yeah, and I've watched most of that.
Yeah.
The Houston one felt a little different, and maybe that's only because the offensive line injuries just keep getting worse.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do when you're down 4 starting O-linemen.
And look, but we've seen games where Patrick Mahomes is running for his life before.
Yeah.
And he's been a lot better than that. I mean, look, and his receivers dropped a lot of balls.
A lot
in
of
that
balls.
game.
A lot of milk.
But he also had some really bad ones.
Yeah. Well, but in the past, Kansas City has made a living, a lot like New England did, right? Winning one score close games, right? It's if I in my entire lifetime, if I had to pick one player and one coach to be in a close game, I'm taking Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I just am. And realize this year they lost a 6-point game against the Chargers, a 3-point game against the Eagles, a 3-point game against the Jags, a 6-point game against the Bills, a 3-point game against the Broncos, a 3-point game against the Colts, 3-point game against the Cowboys, and the Texans one ended up being 10, even though that was a very, very close game. They have not been soundly beaten all year. They're just not making enough close plays and can't get enough key stops. But they may be 6-7. My God, if 4 balls go the other way, that's a 10-win team, and we're not talking about their demise. So the idea that somehow they aren't still in a window where they can get back on top, that's foolishness. That's recency bias.
2 other things here in our NFL Nasties before we turn the page to In the News. Did you see that Terry Bradshaw said that he's never met Mike Tomlin?
That's the most Terry Bradshaw thing of all time.
Wait, what do you mean? You think he's lying?
No, I just think he's a boob.
Well, I do too, but how has he never met Mike Tomlin?
Because he's Terry Bradshaw.
Well, he's like a legendary Steelers quarterback. I would have thought they would have met. Am I wrong?
No. The fact that hasn't happened, I don't, how do I say it? I don't think Mike Tomlin would suffer Terry Bradshaw. How about
But
that?
he hasn't even oh God.
Yeah.
Is it shooken? Shaken?
Ooh.
Shook.
Sorry.
You didn't get it.
Shook.
Hasn't even shook his hand.
Yeah, it's
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird to me.
it is. When I saw that, I thought that too. But then I was like,
What?
dude, that's just Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw
Tomlin wants nothing to do with Terry.
I think Terry Bradshaw loves Terry Bradshaw more than anything else. And look, I spent 2 years around Mike Tomlin, but I've watched him now for 20 plus. I don't think Mike Tomlin gives 2 bleeps about anything that Terry Bradshaw has to say. And I just don't think he suffers idiots. And I think Bradshaw to him is an idiot.
I know, but you would think at some point on the sideline or at some Steelers function or something, it would be like, hey, really respect what you did,
Yeah.
And now I'm going to go talk to, I don't know, Neil O'Donnell. Would you hire Mike Tomlin if he got turfed?
Yes.
You would?
100%. And I get, if the Steelers decide to move on from him, totally get it. Same thing when the Titans moved on from Mike Vrabel. Sometimes you just need a new voice.
It might be time.
But I'll tell you what, much like New England, do not wait on Mike Tomlin. If you need a coach and Mike Tomlin is available, don't pass go, don't collect $200, just go get him. Absolutely go get him. That guy is a pro. I just think that from an organizational standpoint, they have not been able to get one position right. And if they had, this would be different. That dude does more with mediocre offensive play than anyone I've ever seen. And that's a blessing and a curse because it keeps them from having a high leverage pick to go get a quarterback, and they can't evaluate him apparently. But if you gave me a quarterback, Mike Tomlin would drag a team along. So yes, I'm trying to think of who at the end of the year, if they fired their coach.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Maybe the Raiders?
Yeah, I see. I could see the Raiders deciding to go in a different direction.
I'll tell you what, Tomlin would be kind of a good fit there.
Yes.
With braids, Tom's braids.
Yes. So if the Raiders were to fire their guy, the Jets aren't going to. I don't think he would want anything. Like, he won't go to Cincinnati. He won't go to Cleveland because he won't go to a bad organization. He won't do it.
Well, aren't the Raiders a bad organization?
Yeah, that might be another one. Maybe Brady could convince him otherwise to deal with that. Like, I just don't think he will take I don't think you will ever see him walking the sidelines of a bad organization.
Miami, Arizona.
Yeah. I don't think he would take those jobs. I think he would wait. I think he would rather.
All right.
He doesn't need the money.
Well, we'll get to Washington later. Jaden Daniels is out. They have, I think, 3 wins, maybe?
Yeah.
2 wins or 3 wins. They're terrible.
3-10. And by the way, their future all of a sudden, you want to know how fast the NFL changes? Everyone last year, after that NFC title game run, Commanders, and now you look at it, and it is a dicey future, man.
They went for it.
Yeah.
In the news is coming up next. How much rain did we actually get? Next, here's Schultz.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, huge news this afternoon out of college football. The University of Michigan moving to fire head coach Sharon Moore with cause after 2 seasons leading the program. Multiple reports state that he was terminated for engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Biff Poggi has been named the interim coach for the Wolverines. And over to the NFL, after just returning last weekend to face the Vikings, Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels will be out on Sunday against the New York Giants. He left the game after re-aggravating his dislocated elbow. Head coach Dan Quinn, though, said that there's no structural damage, so he might be ready for Week 16 against the Eagles. And into baseball, another big free agent signing today. The Baltimore Orioles have grabbed first baseman Pete Alonso off the market. He gets 5 years and $155 million after hitting 38 home runs and 126 RBIs with the Mets last season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Am I bugging you, Ron?
All right, well, we've got in the news lined up here, but before we get to that, we've got late-breaking sports news.
It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And
Yeah,
all
it's
of a
not
sudden,
good.
It's no longer kind of like a tongue-in-cheek ha-ha thing either.
Yeah, so we reported at the start of the show that Sharon Moore got fired at Michigan. He has now been arrested.
Yes, and I guess it gets even worse. So the report's starting to peel in here. So Dan Wetzel had it that he had been arrested. No one knew what for, and now the report's peeling in that his wife confronted him when they got home. There was a domestic violence situation. There was an altercation, and then Moore fled the house, and he fled the house threatening suicide. So they were looking for him for the altercation and for a wellness check. So now there's some reports saying that he's been arrested, and other reports saying that he's actually in protective custody on suicide. Either way, like this is all kinds of bad. And imagine your life waking up today. You're his wife. You're him. This is a spiraling sort of situation. If you don't know, he was fired with cause. At this point, it seems pretty much confirmed. He had a long-time affair with a staff member that he then promoted to his personal assistant, and then there was a pregnancy involved in that situation. Some reports say the pregnancy was terminated, others saying she's still pregnant, but either way, you're starting to get the gist of what was going on. Michigan got wind of it a while ago. Investigation found credible evidence. He's been fired, and now here we are. Basically, the worst day of Moore's life.
All right, it is December 10, 2025. It's time now for In the News. I'm your news battle. Thank you.
Give me something back. I need like national like Happy Squirrel Day or something after that.
Yeah, can we transition to happy?
Woo!
Good Lord.
No. Screw you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll find something here.
All right.
We'll see what we got here. It is Nobel Prize Day.
Oh, there you go.
Do you know who Nobel was?
I don't know who Nobel was.
Like a scientist?
Yeah, he was a chemist.
It's like when they were giving out those J.D. Power Awards. So I was like, you started to like hand out awards that become a big deal.
We were just talking about this. Like back then, way easier to get your name on this stuff. Like
Yeah.
what about the Sook Award?
Yeah.
Like who the hell was J.D. Power?
And associates.
Exactly.
Yeah, who was J.D. Power?
I'm pretty sure he was. I bet you.
And
he
what
was
a great name.
An
It is a
owner in one of the
phenomenal
early
name.
car
Yeah.
companies. I'll look it up.
One of my favorite comedians does a bit where he talks about J.D. Power should be like a ZZ Top cover band. My name's J.D. Power. These are the associates. Hit it, boys. That sounds way better than, someone that's handing out whatever the hell that they're doing.
It was an American businessman.
Yeah.
That's all.
Pretty generic.
And you can win Nobel Prizes for lots of stuff. Like, you don't have to be...
Well, Nobel himself invented dynamite. I wanted you guys to know that.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
But the Nobel Prize is for contributions that have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind in the areas of physics, chemistry, physiology or medicine, literature, and peace.
Yeah,
Of course,
'cause-
we always hear of the Nobel Peace Prize. That is different than the other Nobel Prizes.
Yes.
But I want you to power rank the most famous Nobel Prize winners.
Okay.
And there are 5 of the most famous Nobel Prize winners. They are Albert Einstein,
Yeah, he's all right.
Martin Luther King Jr., Teddy Roosevelt, Mother Teresa, and Ernest Hemingway. Go.
Boy, that's good. First off, I'm going to Ernest Hemingway because he's my favorite.
So he's number 1 or number 5?
Number 1.
Okay.
Dude, that dude is insane, and I loved it. I like what Hemingway's got going
A
on.
raging drunk.
I know. Still, like, I'm going
But
Hemingway.
a brilliant man.
A brilliant man. I just appreciate it. He was the original, like, Key West flunky. I appreciate what Hemingway had going on. Going Hemingway 1. I'm going Dr. King 2. The man had a dream. And he liked the ladies. Then I'm going to go Teddy.
Okay.
And then who was
Albert Einstein.
Mother Teresa or Albert
Einstein? Mother Teresa's last. This is going to sound... have you read into Mother Teresa?
Yeah,
There's some people that say Mother Teresa...
What was she doing?
She wasn't the philanthropist that people
No, and
said or claimed
why?
she was.
Well,
Tell us more.
And was a very strict... I don't know. Just... I'm not speaking ill of Mother Teresa.
She's not listening.
Well, I know, but people get all... But same thing with like Martin Luther King. If you point out that Martin Luther King, he had some ladies. People get very offended if you try to humanize like people that have been, put on pedestals. And I've read some stuff on Mother Teresa where people are like, dude, you should maybe not, worship her the way some people do. So there's my power rankings.
Okay.
1 to 5.
It is also Dewey Decimal System Day.
Oh, Lord.
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Hey, man.
I remember those days.
That's a great system.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
Does anyone use it anymore?
Well, if you go to a library, you
I was
use
at
it.
I was at the library in Wilsonville with my wife a couple weeks
And
ago.
you're looking up the Dewey Decimal System, are you?
Not looking it up, but I remember. So like I
Isn't
like
each one its own category, right?
Yeah, so I remember I like sports books and like strategy
and so
books.
know what is sports, like 500?
They're usually in the 700s.
700.
So yeah, and I always go to that aisle.
Exactly.
There you go.
Sakes, you just look up what section. No one uses the Dewey Decimal System.
I don't use it. I'm not looking at anything.
I think you're wrong about that.
Yeah, I'm literally.
You just don't go to a library.
I'm viewing the
Neither
sign at
do
the end of the
you.
row, man.
No, I don't. But I think you're wrong. People do go to libraries and they use the Dewey Decimal System. It's the best way to find books in a library.
At least the nonfiction ones.
Agree to disagree.
You ask how much rain we got.
There was a lot of rain. Too much rain.
From Monday to now, over 3 inches
It seems like a lot of rain.
as a citywide average.
Yeah. The atmospheric river.
Over 8 inches in the Cascades.
I was so happy to wake up this morning and not have it pissing rain on me.
No.
I was very, very pleased.
Yeah. My wife and I were just sitting there drinking our coffee,
Yeah.
and she looked out the window and she goes, I'm like, what? I thought like somebody was coming up to our house with a shotgun or something.
Oh.
So I went and grabbed my rifle.
Grabbed your AR.
I'm like, what?
Don't you
What?
have two?
And she was like, blue sky.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Well, I always feel bad because when I wake up, the big fella's waiting for me. He like waits at the bottom of the stairs and he gets all fired up because he knows we're going. And on days where it's really crappy, it kind of breaks my heart. I have to like tell him like, bud, we're not going out. And then when I leave the house, he gets all butthurt because he's like, what? Why aren't we going? I feel very bad. So today I was all excited that we got to go out.
So does he go out in the back and just do his business?
Yeah. We have a big yard. So
without the walk?
Yeah.
So Molly will do that too, but I got to tell you, there's something going on with Molly when it rains. Like, she doesn't like to be in the rain.
Sure.
So we just take her out back and let her do her dookies and all that.
Yeah.
That bitch pooped 4 times. I took her out last night after I got home from work.
Yeah.
She pooped twice, which is unusual. Well, we used to call her Molly 2 Poops.
Yeah.
She's no longer Molly 2 Poops.
It's Molly 10 G's.
And then
Molly 4
I took her
Poops.
out this morning and she pooped twice more.
Yeah.
She's only eaten once in between there. I'm like, what is that? I think she really needs her walks even in the rain.
Yeah.
So we've decided that we're going to actually have to suck it up and take her out there.
Well, I will walk in the rain. I just won't walk in
I don't know why you guys needed to know that.
Yeah.
That was way too, I mean, no one cares.
The torrential downpour, especially when you have a big, like, fluffy dog, it's a nightmare to dry him.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Now,
Yeah.
I will say, I always was mad at him, but at the same time, I was kind of impressed. Old Crumb, my bulldog, rest in peace, he was such a dainty little fella. He would not poop in the rain. He would hide. You'd take him outside, and you'd be like, buddy, go. He would go around the corner under the ledge, like the eave of the house, hang out for like 30 seconds, pretend, come back inside, take a crap on the landing.
Oh my God.
The moment you knew it was bad weather when you would start finding crap on the landing. You're like, buddy, we just went out. And he's like, yeah. His little delicate winker would not touch the ground. He's like, he doesn't deal with the rain. And so that was always my frustration when the rain came. That just meant there was poop on the landing.
We're going to take a break. When we come back.
Ooh, by the way, text in. Most libraries use the Library of Congress classifications instead now.
Oh, they got rid of the Dewey Decimal System?
Oh, really?
Boom.
Well, I haven't been in a library for years.
Well,
but,
why would you?
I mean, I don't read or anything.
Are they similar numbers? Now I'm confused.
Yeah. Like, how am I supposed to...
Ooh, by the way, librarian here, Dewey was as bad as they come. Speak about crappy people. Am I going to have to do a dive on Dewey?
I think we did this once. Didn't we look into Dewey? Wasn't he super racist?
Is he bad? All right, let's
Yeah, I think we've already done this bit. God, we've been on so long, I can't even remember.
I know, it all
It was
blends-
probably like 2 weeks ago.
It all
too.
blends together.
Columbia Sportswear, off the top rope, next on The Fan.
This is the fans' window into sports. A view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation. Online at windownation.com.
Dan, first time really you got all your pieces together, even if
is talking. I'm sorry. I was just looking at this mic right here. I got messed up.
That's Dan Hurley of UConn.
I want to like him, but I can't because he's just the biggest horse's ass in sports.
Well, now my theory about him is he is understanding how he's coming across, and he's now trying to be more funny and likable.
Because that was kind of funny.
Yeah, he's been better lately. Yeah. He's still a red ass and a real jerk, and I think he's a psychopath.
Sure.
But I think he's now understanding that people view him that way, and he's trying to lighten it up. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I still don't like him.
I'm with you.
Window Nation this month, 50% off all window styles, 0% financing for 5 years. WindowNation.com.
Seahawks football. This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, welcome back. This is In the News, December 10, 2025.
By the way, I can confirm Melville Dewey, giant piece of crap.
Wasn't he racist?
Racist, rapist, just unapologetic about it. Basically said he didn't care. Like he just groped and
In what
fondled.
years did he live?
Late 1800s, early 1900s. And he hated the blacks, hated the Jews, loved women, and didn't care if the women didn't love him. And when confronted about it, like he was open about it, he said, I'm not going to apologize for liking women. And he said, pure women would understand my ways. His ways, by the way, apparently just meant grabbing people by the you-know-what.
Oh, like someone else we know.
Yeah. Yeah, he was basically removed for every position of authority he had for being a sexual predator or a devout racist and anti-Semite. So,
Columbia Sportswear leaning all the way into absurdity with their latest bit.
I love this bit.
This is a great bit.
This is really good.
Yeah, so their newest campaign is called Expedition Impossible.
Yeah.
And what they are doing is they are, and this was, what's his name, Tim Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
He had an open letter in the New York Times, and they put it out on their social media channels. And he is challenging any flat earther to go find the edge of the earth and send a photo to the company, and they will hand over everything that they own.
And I guess there was a little caveat. There's some people that think that he's going to own up to this. So he set up a separate LLC that has like $100,000 worth of assets. And so there's this kind of wink that someone may unofficially end up winning everything the company owns, and that being worth.
It would be that.
It would be that.
Yeah, he's got to give him something. Like you can't just troll and then
so
it's a bad look, but also a great look.
Yeah, it's fun because I love watching flat earthers or whoever. Any sort of weird conspiracy theory, like the anti-moon people. I see those videos pop up like on Twitter and Instagram, and they're so confident in their stupidity. It's wonderful.
Well, the idea, of course, which is what's good for Columbia, is that they are a brand that says they make gear built for just about anything.
Yes.
Including expeditions to imaginary edges of planets.
Yes.
Anyway, he says in there, this is a message to flat earthers. I've seen your manifestos, admire your diagrams, watched you stand proudly on your, flat ground. So here's the deal. It's time to put your map where your mouth is. If you actually find it, snap a photo, send it to us, and you won't just have bragging rights, you'll have everything owned by the company, all of it. The mannequins, coffee machines, snowshoes, toboggans, office plants, even the taxidermied beaver in the cafeteria, all yours.
Hey, yeah, someone may get that taxidermied beaver, which is kind of cool. You get $100,000 in a stuffed beaver. Let's do it.
And like you said, the company that has promised the prizes is not Columbia Sportswear. Rather, it's that LLC with assets valued at $100,000.
First off, Columbia makes good stuff, and they have really fun ads. And I think this is kind of
where would be the best place to snap a photo of what you believe to be the edge of the earth?
I guess my buddy, I have it up on my wall. My buddy went to Antarctica, and he has an amazing photo because the sun doesn't really set; it just kind of goes across the horizon. It's one of my favorite things I own. It's this really beautiful photo, and you can see the little in the corner. If you look real close, you can see like the weather station down there. Like that would kind of end of the earth, beautiful kind of weird sunset going across. I'm assuming you could probably find one of those great deck photos, like one of the islands, like Fiji, deck over the water sort of stuff. Something like that.
Or just an infinity pool.
Yeah, that would work.
That?
Overlooking a great, You
gotta have. You have to look into the sky.
Yeah, look into the sky.
Couldn't somebody down in Antarctica who's already there at McMurdo Station, which is basically it's like the base of operations for all the scientific whatevers down there, could just take a picture from the shore?
That's literally what I just said.
Well, but
no, not in Antarctica.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
But the edge of the earth, but the shore.
That's what I'm talking about, not just going into the middle of the big old ice landmass.
I would tell you what.
I think you two should kiss.
Okay.
When he sent me all those photos from Antarctica, it is some of the coolest photos I've ever seen in my entire life. That would be, if you're looking to win that contest, you're right. Get someone down there or that someone's on one of the big icebreakers that go down there. I would think that wins you the prize. That is kind of the end of the earth. Maybe the North Pole if you want to go up there.
What about New Zealand?
Yeah.
There's volcanoes there. Yeah.
What's that place, the middle of, you're closer to the International Space Station than you are any other person. Remember there's a spot in the middle of the ocean, and I forget what they call it. We've talked about it on the show. and it's the most remote place on the planet. And you are actually closer to the astronauts on the International Space Station than you are to any other human on the planet.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's called Point Nemo.
Point Nemo.
Where is it? Like way out in the Pacific?
I think it's actually in
the South Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, so way down there.
Yeah. Close.
Let's go.
The closest human being to you is the person in space.
Can we go?
I'm assuming you can go.
You want to go?
Guess that seems like a bit of a trek.
Warm up the jet.
You might die. I don't know if
Warm up the fan jet.
don't really want to be out there on a sea-going vessel.
Yeah, it's way off the coast of Chile, so I don't think it would be a short
Chile?
flight. Chile, excuse me.
All right, well, that's in the news. That's all we have time for. Great bit by Columbia Edgewater.
Yeah. Columbia Edgewater. All
The
right.
Country Club.
Yeah, you can take a photo like on the 12th green or whatever and be like, hey, check this out.
Columbia Sportswear.
Hopefully that's going to get it done, but...
That is in the news December 10, 2025, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Well, folks, if you're just tuning in, some very large and disturbing college football news today. A prominent coach has been arrested. We'll get to that next on The Fan.
Legendary
Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, huge news out of college football this afternoon. The University of Michigan firing head coach Sharon Moore with cause after just 2 seasons leading the program. Multiple reports state he was terminated for engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Biff Poggi has been named the interim coach, and more to this story according to ESPN's Dan Wetzel in the last hour or so. Moore has been detained by police just outside of Ann Arbor for investigation into potential criminal charges. On to the NFL. After just returning last weekend to face the Vikings, Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels out again Sunday against the New York Giants. He left the game after re-aggravating that dislocated elbow. Head coach Dan Quinn, though, said he might be ready for Week 16 against the Eagles. And the Baltimore Orioles grabbing a free agent prize. First baseman Pete Alonso agreeing to a 5-year, $155 million contract in Baltimore. He hit 38 home runs and 126 RBIs last season with the Mets. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network. 105.
Then we get the chicks.
The Fan.
All right. Welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Wednesday. You have your sportsmen. Some call us the sports bros here. My name is Isaac. Hello.
Sada.
Very broy.
Big Sook's right over there.
Jacked up on high tea.
We have the Schnitzel Wolf on the ones and twos.
I would also call myself broy at times.
Are you a bro?
My sports fandom kind of put a beer in my hand and I get pretty drunk. I think I can, get some bro action. Yeah.
Who's the biggest bro at the Fan? If we had a bro show, what?
Schnitzel Wolf is in there. I think Danny's pretty broy. I think Dirt is broy. That would be like if you had a 3-man lineup, like 2 hosts, whatever, producer, some combination. I think that's probably the broiest that you're going to get.
I think Sprague can get broy though too.
What's up, bro?
Sup, dude.
Rip the shirt off.
Well, bro, I can't really define, but you just know it when you
know it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you're kind of sports petty. I think Danny wears like earrings and there's a lot of sport clothing. Like the 3 of them are constantly wearing something with a sports logo on it. Like it's, I think they're, if you're going, well, sports bro is different than like country club bro. But in our context, the sports bro, I think it's one of those 3 are very, very sports bro. They would cry when a team wins and get all pissy when something bad happens.
Or get in a fight over their team.
Yes.
I did cry when the Mariners won the ALDS.
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, here are your headlines today. Big news out of Michigan, where Sharon Moore,
it's not good.
the head coach of Michigan, was fired today.
Yeah.
He was fired because he had an inappropriate relationship with a staffer,
And then
and
promoted her.
Michigan fired him with cause, so he will not be paid. And this had been rumored for at least a year. There are college football insiders who said that they've caught wind of this a long time ago, but just now he is fired. And then just this last hour, we learned that he has been detained by police.
Yeah.
And that is apparently a domestic with his wife, Kelly, who may have just learned that he had an affair.
Well, and he's been fired and all of that. And so I guess he got handed over they were looking for him. There's several reports out now from people because it was 2 separate police departments. He got arrested by one and then handed over to another. And they said just for investigation. And the reports that are coming out online from people out there said that there was a conflict, a domestic violence thing. He fled. And when he fled, he was threatening suicide, which would then be an entirely separate thing. You're looking for him, obviously, for potential charges into the domestic violence thing. And also, this is like what happened with the Dallas Cowboy guy. If you're wanted for something and you're potentially suicidal, then there's obviously 2 reasons to go get him. Either way, Moore is having about the worst day you can possibly have.
Yeah, he has. So his wife is Kelly. They were married in 2015, and they have 3 daughters together, Shiloh, Soleil, and Sadie.
Yeah.
Wonderful names, by the way.
Yeah.
As child names go.
I feel terrible for them, honestly.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's
What a
not their
horrible day.
it's not their fault. But we talked about it. There's just from Mel Tucker to. By the way, it's the exact same thing that got Bobby Petrino, minus maybe so the other one out there is she was or is or terminated, but there was a pregnancy involved in this. But from Gary Anderson to Mel Tucker to Bobby Petrino, I mean, they got to start like a support group. Sean Moore had $27 million guaranteed dollars. Mel Tucker gave up 80. Bobby Petrino, like, you can't touch the secretaries, and you can't promote someone to your secretary when you're sleeping with them. You just gotta find a way to not do that. And yet there's just so many guys that can't stop themselves.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to say about that.
Yeah, it's just bad.
Let's
It's
just wait for the
wait till it all
wait for
settles
the
out.
news to come out and some details.
And hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's not, you know.
You're right.
You know,
He somehow made himself a sympathetic figure.
right? Yeah.
You know.
Not really, but at the same time.
Well,
like,
kinda.
Yeah, you're like,
I mean,
you don't want anyone to lose their life over this.
No.
And it certainly went from kind of like a tongue-in-cheek ha-ha thing to like, oh my God. You kind of forget when these headlines come out and it's a little comical that some dude just ruined his own life. And then you realize, oh my God, this is, it's something.
Real people.
Real people. Real people going through real stuff.
We have some other headlines to get to today. The polar bear, otherwise known as Pete Alonso,
Yeah, this one stung a little bit.
is leaving your Mets and heading to the Baltimore Orioles for 5 years, $155 million.
He can't even, I know a lot of Met fans are all butthurt. Dude, what are you going to do? The Mets were going to give him that money.
What are the Mets doing? They're losing all their good players. Do they know you have to have good players to win?
Well, they're also losing players that may be on the backside of their careers to large contracts. Like, I want Diaz back, but you went and signed, you already went and signed another closer, one who obviously was pretty bad last year.
Devin Williams.
Isn't it weird, too, that the guy that gave up the game-winning home run in that Milwaukee series is now a Met, and the guy that ended that Milwaukee series is now gone. But Alonso last year was supposed to test the open market, and the Mets kind of let him see what was out there. Wasn't a lot of interest. He had a nice bounce back year, but $150 million is a lot of dough. I mean, it sucks because it's not my money, and I want the Mets to spend, and they do spend. I mean, look at what they gave Juan Soto. I just don't know if they were willing to go to that length, but he is one of my all-time favorite Mets, and that stinks, but I can't be mad at him. He got $150 million.
155, I think.
I mean, good for you. I love the polar bear, and that's just one of those. You ever see like one of your favorite players get a contract, but you understand why your team didn't give it to him, like Albert Pujols?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that with the Mets because they are rich.
Yeah.
And they have the highest payroll or one of the highest payrolls in the league.
But is there a point where you just because you have, and by the way, they've had the highest payroll for the last couple of years and it's got them nowhere. Do you just have a blank check and then you just pay everyone no matter what?
Well, I mean, that's what the Dodgers do. It's what the, it's what the Yankees do. It's kind of, yes. I mean,
the Yankees don't do that anymore.
Well, it's your advantage.
Yes.
That you can.
Yes.
And okay, so let's play small ball Mets, whatever. I don't care. Kurt Cignetti of Indiana is the first ever to win back-to-back Walter Camp National Coach of the Year awards.
Once again, Urban Meyer said it, and I never agreed with a statement more from a talking head. It is the single greatest coaching job in college football history, what Cignetti has done the last 2 years at Indiana.
Isn't that weird that no coach has ever won back-to-back Walter Camp Coach of the Year awards?
Well, it's almost impossible because, like, you can't win the Coach of the Year at, like, Ohio State. Like, I mean, when Ryan Day wins a national title, you're like, you should win a national title. Or if you do win it the next year, we're like, okay, well, you're an established guy. So to come, I mean, we just don't see this. We've never seen it. This isn't Bill Snyder. there's just never been anything like it. A team that was irrelevant. And in the span of 2 years, you went to the college playoff and you're the number one team in the country. And you look through the transfer portal, dude, it is not 4- and 5-star guys. It's a bunch of guys from James Madison and a bunch of people that were cast-offs that no one else really wanted. And he's built them into this. It's insane.
Isn't it wild that Nick Saban only won that award twice?
Yeah.
So Cignetti, Kalen DeBoer, Sonny Dykes, Luke Fickell, Jamie Chadwell, Ed Orgeron, Nick Saban, Mark Richt, Mike McIntyre, remember that year he had at Colorado?
I do remember that.
Dabo,
Yeah.
Gary Patterson, Brian Kelly, David Cutcliffe, Les Miles.
Wasn't it one of those things too when you
Chip.
Yeah.
From Oregon.
But it's like the idea, you mentioned like the Sonny Dykes. Like Sonny had that great year at TCU, but you don't replicate that. That's usually hey, we got a special season, and then after that you come back down to earth. He is not coming down to earth. Now I wonder if next year maybe the shoe falls off, because so much of this is the transfer portal. They have the 15th best class in the Big 10 the last 2 years of recruiting. So a lot of these guys are going to move on. But like you think about the players he brought over from James Madison. So Surratt was a James Madison guy. The running back, was it Keelan Black was Aiden Fisher, D'Angelo Pons, their best corner, who's going to be an NFL guy. Those are all guys that he brought over from James Madison.
Yeah, watch out for the Dukes.
Then their best D lineman was from Kent State. They brought another guy from
Daly.
That's Daly, who
and
by the way,
he's
out.
He is out for the college football playoff. He injured his knee high-fiving fans.
Yes.
After they beat Ohio State.
The number one leader in the Big Ten for tackles for loss is out for high-fiving people. And that's the one, by the way, like Indiana does not have the depth that the other teams have. And stuff like that can really be devastating for them. But yeah, I mean, it's all transfers. Even Mendoza at Cal, I mean, he was a nice transfer, but he wasn't the most sought after player in the portal. It's just a bunch of dudes from kind of cast off Maryland, Wisconsin, NC State, Kent State. It's just, can he do this year after year? I still believe that if he expects to be a perennial power, they have to recruit significantly better. And maybe they will. Maybe now going forward, Indiana's viewed as a real power, but you can't have the 15th best recruiting class in your conference and be on top. Like that will come back to haunt you.
There are your headlines. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Phillip Rivers, our new favorite, old, overweight granddad gunslinger.
I loved this press conference.
We will hear from him next on The Fan.
1080 AM.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
I recorded that several years ago. But
You're so talented.
thank you.
And I'll toot my own horn. I actually sound like him. So.
Wow.
I do.
What? Are you serious?
You know what? My therapist told me that I need to be more confident in myself, so I'm throwing that out there. And if you asked anybody in my life, they would.
Right.
My wife would be screaming at me, be like, "Yes, he does. Shut up." So.
Tell me to toot my own horn, but I got a giant hog and I sing just like Buble.
Hey,
that's how I do it.
Hey, you mind? I've just never heard somebody.
Yeah, that was look. It caught me off guard.
That's like
too.
overly confident.
Yeah, that was like whoa.
You might
Well, hey, Patrick Harris, one fan personality, challenged me to a sing-off here on this show when you were gone a couple years ago during Christmas.
That did happen.
Well,
and
look,
I beat him.
Only you.
I know you can sing, okay, Schultze, but you know when you just come out and say, "Hey, I sing just like Michael Bublé," it's like, whoa. I mean, I'm a pretty decent radio host, but you know, me and Howard Stern are kind of like 1 and 1A, really.
I do not claim to be
think
Jim
about
Rome or Colin Cowherd, but when it comes to singing, I do.
Buble.
There you go. Nature Goulet. Yeah, that there. You go.
Well, we have audio for you, and it is not Schultze sounding exactly like Michael Bublé.
I like that he dropped exactly as well.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. There you go. I'm just a little ditty.
I mean, it was good, but you know, look.
Put it next to him.
Hey,
You'll
leave
be
it alone.
like,
Leave the Schnitzel
right.
Wolf alone. He had a little. He had
Okay.
He had that warble in his voice. Little,
Well, he's a crooner.
He is a crooner.
I was crooning the other day, and my mom goes, "You sound like you could sing."
Oh boy.
And I'm like,
No
well,
one
I
is.
can't.
No one has ever said that. I don't croon.
I'm gonna love you forever. That's what I do. Adelida,
Actually, I like
pretty
that
little Cajun queen. You want more?
Please.
She's been knocking on Mr. Brownstone.
So good. I'm still waiting for you to get to my favorite one.
You want something a little lower?
There you go. Fine young
Wow.
Some call you the songbird of your generation.
They would be right.
Rockin' to the door.
I can do all genres.
And that's the thing. It's the versatility, you know.
So we have audio here of Phil Rivers. And did you know that it's Philip with one L? Did you know that?
I did not know that. I don't.
Yeah.
I
He only
assumed
has one L.
I assumed all Phillips were 2 L's.
I did too. But apparently not Dr. Rivers.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I don't know why that's like that, but I just wanted to point that out.
Mhm.
He had a press conference today. Now, the Colts are coming to Seattle.
Yes.
They're going to play your Seahawks this weekend.
Now, they have elevated Brett Rippon off the practice squad. As of yet, Old Fat Rivers is not. Old Man Rivers is still on the practice squad. So, just for what it's worth.
But you may see him out there slinging.
Yeah, there's video of him out of practice, right?
On Sunday. Well, here's a little bit of what it sounded like when he stepped to the microphone for the first time. And I think is the Zoom comment in here, Schultze? Yeah, that's not in there. Okay. Well, he made a joke about, hey, we're not on Zoom.
Yeah.
Because the last time he was in the league, it was COVID, and they had to do all the Zoom interviews. So here is Philip Rivers returning to Indy.
Mr. Irsay believing in me in that year in 2020 when it didn't go so good in 2019. And shoot, the teammates that I were able to play with, shoot, 14 of them are still here. Training room's the same. You know, PR guys are the same. Equipment room's the same. And they wanted me. And, you know, I try to keep it as simple as that. And, you know, a game I love to play, a game that I thought I was done playing. Certainly, I wasn't really hanging on any hope of playing again. I'd kind of thought that ship had sailed. But something about it excited me. And it's kind of one of those deals, the door opens and you can either walk through it and find out if you can do it or run from it. And I know that there's risk involved, obviously, of what may or may not happen. But the only way to find out is going for it. And I just felt almost like it was a gift, another opportunity to play and cut it loose with your guys in the game you love to play, and the dream that you got to live. You may get some bonus time. So I really kept it as simple as that in my mind, and here I stand.
So it's a tough game. Physically, you ready for it?
Yeah, we're gonna find out that too. I think so. I know. I know it is tough, and I know 5 years is a long time. Believe me, that weighed on me a lot. It being so long, but it also is a game I've played a long time and stayed in over the last 5 years. And I know high school ball is different, but staying involved in the game. And I watched the Colts and the Chargers every Sunday, about every snap, and I watch about every game there is. And I know that's not NFL playing quarterback. I know that's a far stretch from that, but it's not like I just kind of shut football down and I'm trying to pick it back up. I've been still been very into it since I've been gone. But yeah, no, it is a physical game, and it's fast, and dudes are big and fast, just like they were. And so I'm just take it a day at a time, and I do feel good. There's something about being back in this building that feels right, and I'm just thankful and like I said, really just taking it one meeting at a time, one lift at a time, and really embracing it and going after it.
So that's what Phil with 1L.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah. Someone, I guess we don't have it because it was a long press conference. But,
I have it here.
Oh, you have I like those because
because he's kind of fat.
He's kind of fat. Like he was never the skinniest guy in the world, but he
he looks like he's 44.
He's put on some lbs.
What do you weigh right now? Right this second.
Okay, so the question is what do you weigh right now?
What do you weigh right now? Right this second. I'm not sure, Greg. How about that? That's an honest answer. I will answer your question a little better on the playing weight, Greg. And not what it was when I walked up the field in Buffalo. All right, I can tell you that. But then I'll follow that up with I ain't never ran away from anybody anyway. Right? So I'm gonna. They people say, well, they're gonna know you're gonna be right there, and it's like, well, they knew that for 16, 17 years. So.
That's very true, though.
I love that. I ain't never run away from anyone anyway, so they know where I'm at.
Got a lot of friends that fat.
I love that answer.
Well, he's right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how fat he is. He was a statue when he was skinny.
With bad knees. But there is an element of you have a 44-year-old fat guy that clearly has not been keeping himself in shape. And you're going to ask him to go play this game against one of the nastiest defenses in the NFL. This is borderline elder abuse. If they, and I understand that he's been around and he understands the Steichen offense and all that, but dude, if they ask him to play on like 4 days notice against this Seahawks defense,
get off my court.
He may die. He really may die. And then
he's not
we're all going to feel bad.
He'll be fine.
But I love it. It's a great story. And
I hope he slings it.
And Phillip Rivers, by the way, supposedly is like one of the all-time like super great guys. Like he won't curse. He's like super family oriented. So he's a granddad for God's sakes.
Okay, so a couple things. Starting quarterbacks older than their head coach.
Oh.
Can you name any?
Like right now or in history?
All time.
Okay.
Like he's like the 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's the 7th.
I mean, let's go with the old guys that have played, right? So we talked about Favre.
Favre is one of them.
We talked about Rodgers. We talked about DeBerg.
Not Rodgers, not DeBerg.
Testaverde.
No. So you have
Warren Moon?
Because again, they have to have a younger coach.
Yeah, younger coach.
Brett Favre in 2008 was older than Eric Mangini. Joe Flacco in 2024 was older than Shane Steichen. Wade Wilson, back with the Raiders in 1998, was older than John Gruden.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
but
neither do I.
Craig Morton of the Broncos was older than Dan Reeves in 1981.
By the way, I miss your Dan Reeves.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Let's see. Charlie Connerly of the 1961 Giants was older than Allie Sherman. And the 1951 Washington whatevers, Sammy Baugh was older than Dick Todd.
Okay. All right, great name, by the way.
And now Phillip Rivers, much older than
Steichen.
Steichen again. How about Steichen being on that list twice?
This is going to be fun. I hope that it's not the Brett Rippon show. I hope it's the Philip Rivers show, but something tells me it will be Brett Rippon, at least this week.
With Steichen being on that list twice, I think that's what you get when you put your chips into Anthony Richardson there, Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this goes, again, we talked about this earlier a little bit with the Commanders. I'm telling you, go look at what the Commanders draft picks. They have given away a lot in the Tunsil trade, in the Lattimore trade. They kind of went all in, and they actually have one of the older rosters in the NFL. And Deebo Samuel and all this, and all like their roster is not good. It is bad. And now you have a quarterback that whose whole world was based around like being an athlete and run around, and he got the hell kicked out of him this year. He's been hurt all year. And you look ahead and you're like, by the way, right now, that's the worst defense in the league. Believe it or not, the Cincinnati defense.
Where did we get from Philip Rivers to that?
So this is what I'm saying. Like the Colts this year went from what are we doing to, oh my God, we found something in Daniel Jones, right? And then they were going to go all in, and they traded 2 first-round picks to go get Sauce Gardner and was like, hey, we're shoving our chips in the middle because we're going to try to like microwave this thing. Now, lo and behold, you went from trade deadline, giving up big future assets to try to make a push to win right now to you've got Philip Rivers. Going all in and kind of doing dumb knee-jerk reactions to speed something up, the chances of that working are so slim. Whether that's Washington or Indy or Houston did this a couple years ago. And so it's just kind of amazing to think about where we were at when the Colts said, nope, Sauce Gardner can win us a Super Bowl this year. And now we're like, well, fat Philip Rivers, come on down. And then what do you do next year? Because Daniel Jones isn't ready next year either. He's tore his Achilles.
So here's one other stat I saw, which I thought was great. Most receiving yards over the age of 40. Okay, receiving yards.
Okay. Not many receivers have to be. I mean,
Rice has to top the list.
I tell you all the time, don't sign a receiver over the age of 30. It doesn't work out.
Right.
So Jerry Rice won. Tim Brown, maybe?
Nope. Jerry Rice is number 1 with 2,509 receiving yards over the age of 40.
Boy, that's more than I would have thought.
Number 2 is Tom Brady with 6.
No, it is
not even kidding.
What?
That's a real stat.
Yes. Number 3 is Mercedes Lewis with 2.
Yeah.
My God.
If Philip Rivers
catches a pass,
and it is over 11 yards, he will be number 3 on the all-time list of most receiving yards over the age
you
of
think
40.
Philip Rivers knows this and asked to run some sort of Joey Harrington-esque throwback?
And why did I say 11? Because he currently has -9 receiving yards.
Yeah, ball batted back to him and he catches it. That does happen sometimes.
So he's going to have to dig out of his hole.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering where that math was coming in. Your math wasn't mathing?
Yeah, Rodgers and Rivers are both -9.
You imagine running the Phillies special with Philip Rivers out there? And also, and I'm not trying to be like mean here, but don't we all know that this ends with a blown Achilles? Like, look at how many Achilles injuries we've seen recently. Doesn't this end with another blown Achilles?
Well, probably, but if he wants to play and they want him, get after it.
To him,
I
it's
don't
worth
care.
it.
Yes. He doesn't care.
I think it's great. I love the explanation where he's like, dude, it's just one more chance to go out and let it rip with your buddies.
Yeah.
The idea of sitting on the couch and then having that call to be made while you were a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame. Also this, if you were a Colts fan and I went to you 5 years ago and told you in the future, like I got in my time machine, I came back, I said 5 years from now, you are going to be one of the best teams in football, and we are going to bring a quarterback out of retirement, a former Colt quarterback, to resurrect your season. But it's not Andrew Luck. What are the odds of that?
God, no kidding.
Like, you have Andrew Luck sitting there, and yet, no. You've turned... Now, Andrew Luck's busy running the Stanford Cardinal football program, and we're going to Philip Rivers.
Never thought I'd see this.
Is Curtis Painter not available?
The answer to that is no, he's not.
Remember, he was the bridge quarterback in between
Yes.
Andrew Luck and
I don't know, man.
Peyton Manning.
We've been doing this a long time, and, it doesn't... It's usually like... It's not every month, but I'm telling you, man, the shocking things that happen that you could never predict happen pretty much every month, every other month.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell... Like, if I told you before the season, I'm like, guess what? Week 15, Phillip Rivers is back. You'd be like, Rob, shut up. You're an idiot. Or you're just trying to be funny.
Yeah. No.
No, he's back.
He's back. There's only one way this ends, and that's Phillip Rivers wins like 3 games in a row, right? And gets him into the playoffs, and then blows his Achilles, and then Colin Kaepernick comes back. And we bring back Kaepernick to play because Kaepernick did tweet. He's like, "Hey, I'm still available. I'm still around."
Wow.
No one's sniffing at him.
Worst Heisman since when? That's next. Here's Schultz.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, huge news out of college football this afternoon. Michigan firing head coach Sharon Moore with cause after just 2 seasons leading the program. Multiple reports stating he was terminated for engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a fellow staffer. Vic Poggi has been named the interim head coach. Also, more to this story, according to ESPN's Dan Wetzel, Moore has been detained by police just outside of Ann Arbor for investigation into potential criminal charges. Up to the NFL, bad news for the Commanders. Quarterback Jaden Daniels down again this Sunday against the New York Giants. He had left the game against the Vikings last weekend after re-aggravating his dislocated elbow. Head coach Dan Quinn, though, said he might be ready for Week 16 against the Eagles. And a big get in baseball for the Baltimore Orioles. They have gotten first baseman Pete Alonso for a 5-year, $155 million contract. He hit 38 whammies and 126 RBIs last year. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football, the Fan a.m.
Well, for some ungodly reason, we don't have the college football playoff games this weekend.
Yeah.
We have only Army-Navy, which is great, but...
I think some of it actually might be the school calendar as well, believe it or not. I think everyone having finals and whatnot. I think that...
Oh, now we care about finals.
Yeah, that matters.
Okay.
Well, I do find it somewhat laughable that in all this talk in the calendar and transfer portal, at no point does someone bring up that, yes, this is obviously big time and we didn't come here to play school. An education component of this does matter. Like, you do have to be working towards a degree. Academics can get you in trouble. And some kids, believe it or not, may actually want to get an education because they won't go to the NFL.
Yeah, who cares? Listen, they should be playing some games this weekend, okay? We can't wait till next weekend.
Sorry ass out there.
What the hell?
School's a choice.
Well, the other thing we have, so we have Army-Navy. I always hate this weekend because, I mean, you got the NFL.
I do love Army-Navy.
But the Army-Navy game is great.
Yeah.
But unless you're betting on it, I don't know. It's not.
I just like the pageantry of it. It's America's game.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't do anything when they're rushing for 3.5 yards per carry and they don't ever throw it, and it's the same game. It's the same game every year.
Yes.
So I just it's not that interesting.
Okay.
The game is amazing,
Yes.
and I do love the pageantry too, and I always tune into it because it's the only thing on.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I just hate this weekend. It's
I know
like,
where
come
you-
on,
I know
it's a
where you're
wasted Saturday. Yeah. Now we do have the Heisman,
And that kind of feels wasted this year too.
I guess so. It's not a great
No.
group of dudes. You know, I mean, it's not like, but it is a close vote. Like they're saying that Pavia and Mendoza, it might be pretty close.
So I just kind of assumed that Mendoza is going to run away with this thing.
Well, again, I mean, he might, but it sounds like it's one of the closer ones we've had in a while. I mean, I don't even remember the last time we had a close one. Not that the Heisman even matters either, because it's like just goes to the best quarterback on the best team, right?
Yeah.
So that would stand to reason. Mendoza wins, but
I mean, occasionally you get, like Travis Hunter won it last year. I mean, he's not a quarterback, but yes, it's largely a
was that a
quarterback.
close vote though?
I'd have to look it up. I don't know. I mean, everyone thought it was Travis Hunter. I remember it not being much of a. I don't think it was a big mystery.
Look, there's something about Mendoza too. It's like I just don't know how many people have really seen him much. He's at Indiana.
Yeah. Well, and his stats, they aren't
exactly.
So most of the time that a quarterback wins, we are used to seeing usually around 55 to 6,000 yards, 5,500 or 6,000, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 touchdowns. Mendoza has thrown for 2,900 yards and 33 touchdowns. So when you do look at kind of the list of numbers of what we're used to, this will be the most underwhelming Heisman that we've seen probably since like Jason White. And that's just kind of...
Yeah, so you have Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, Marcus Mariota. By the way, did you guys talk? I was out that day, but after the Washington game.
Yeah.
Did you talk about Collinsworth and how he was pronouncing Mariota?
We did not.
No, we did not.
Did you catch that on the game?
Yeah.
They were playing Denver?
Yeah, we're back. I do know that from, I think the morning show was talking about it, like we're still doing this with the name.
What was that?
I don't know.
Why were they trying so hard to pronounce Mariota?
I don't know.
It's Mariota.
Well, not according to Chris Collinsworth, and you, sir, know Chris Collinsworth.
Did you catch that, though?
Yes, I did catch that.
It was so odd.
Well, sometimes you get, like, Troy Aikman has that. Like, every now and then you get a broadcaster that just has, I mean, God, I do it all the time.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Jared Golfing.
Sometimes you don't mean to mispronounce something. It's just the way you talk. It kind of
I don't think he was
comes out differently.
I think this was the opposite. I think he was focusing hard on pronouncing it a certain way.
You think that's the way he thinks?
It was almost as if they got in his ear and said, "You better enunciate Mariota."
Is it possible that Marcus is going to tell us all after all these years we've been saying it wrong?
It's Mariota. Mariota.
Is it Dan Gadzurich or whatever?
Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, Bob Griffin, Cam Newton, Mark Ingram, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Troy Smith, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Jason White.
Jason White's the worst Heisman of our
Yeah,
Like,
worst player.
Worst player. And by the way, he's the only Heisman Trophy winner of the modern day to not get drafted.
I would say this, though.
Crouch was drafted as a receiver.
In the 6th round.
I don't remember I remember Lamar Jackson in college.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch him all that much because he was at Louisville.
So good.
But I don't remember really that one being that interesting. What am I trying to say? Like, I just feel like the Lamar Jackson one was kind of a meh.
Boy, Lamar was.
Well, I know he's a great player. I'm just saying, like, the
Yeah.
Heisman ceremony was just like.
I think largely the Heisman Trophy has kind of lost a lot of its luster. It's certainly.
Well, it has, but I tell you what, I think the ceremony every year is really good.
Yeah.
I always love to see, because it's a big deal to them and the kids.
Yeah.
And then when they get up and give their speech, I just think it's pretty cool. I think it's better than the actual content of the Army-Navy game.
Well, and I will tell you that if Mendoza or old Diego wins, it will be entertaining because both of those guys, for different reasons, will give very memorable speeches. And if Vandy Boy wins it, he won't get drafted probably. He right now appears to kind of be a free agent guy. Maybe he can get into the late rounds, but he could be another one that wins the Heisman. He's also the reason why, like, he's the guy that keeps suing because he wants to come back and play more college because the NFL doesn't want him. Whereas Mendoza will probably be the number 1 overall pick. By the way, in a lot of mocks now, Dante Moore the 2nd or 3rd pick.
Whoa.
Yeah, the NFL is going to come hard for Dante Moore. Don't know if he'll go, but every mock now basically has Mendoza and Moore 1 and 2 or 1
So
and 3.
Mendoza's going to the Raiders because Raiders now have the number 1 pick.
Kind of feels that there is a lot of momentum for him to be the number 1 guy, and then Moore, whether he's the 2nd pick or 3rd pick, depending on who ends up drafting and what needs and does someone trade up. But it kind of feels like right now it's a 2-man race. And by the way, it would not shock me one bit if we got into the draft process and Dante Moore ends up being the number 1 guy.
Oh, you know what? Somebody mentions the LA Bowl. That's right. We have a bowl game this weekend. Did you know that?
The LA Bowl?
Yeah.
Get right the hell out of town.
It's Boise State and Washington. It's actually not a terrible bowl.
That's this weekend?
Yes. It's on Saturday.
I can't say I knew that.
I don't know where the LA Bowl came from, but.
At all.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
December 13th, 5 p.m.
Huh. Hosted by Gronk.
God.
Rob Gronkowski.
You're also forgetting the Cricket Celebration Bowl, which
Who's
is
in
also
that?
on December 13th. South Carolina State and Prairie View A&M.
Oh, come on. Wait, Prairie View A&M made a bowl?
Apparently.
Aren't they like the worst program of all time?
That's what I kind of heard. But
That's
no,
what you kind of heard?
Well, like there's always that joke that they had like the longest losing streak. They went 10-3 this year. And South Carolina State's 9-3. Dude, this is it's a Titan matchup.
So the Lamar Jackson Heisman, he beat out Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, Jabril Peppers, and Dede Westbrook.
There's a couple guys in there that are
well, the
big
next year, Baker beat him out.
Yeah.
With Bryce Love.
Watching Lamar Jackson, Lamar was a college player that you were like, oh my God. I mean, he had it was Michael Vick. He was just the best athlete on the field. It's just that people kind of crapped all over him saying that he wasn't going to be an NFL guy. And
no, I get that. He was awesome, but what was it like? There was no big moment with him.
Probably because Louisville wasn't that good.
Well, that's what I mean.
Well, and Daniels had this too at LSU. Like they were a 3 or 4 loss team. So it helps when the Travis Hunter had this at Colorado. It helps when the person that wins the Heisman is on a team that's in the playoff or is one of the the big national. I guess LSU was a national brand, but they were an afterthought. Whereas Mendoza, if he wins, Mendoza's the number 1 team in the country. So I think that goes a long way. But
he is number 1, but I don't think that many people have seen him.
It's possible
because it's Indiana.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw him for the first. How many people do you think saw him for the first time against Ohio State? A lot
of people.
Whereas Manziel and Kyler Murray and all these guys, we watched them. Caleb Williams, we watched them all year.
Yeah. Well, in Mendoza, it really was the 1-year wonder because no one watched him when he was at Cal. So this is the first year. Whereas even like a guy like who's the Vanderbilt quarterback again? Why can't I think of his
Pavia.
name? Yeah, Pavia. When we saw him last year, like he was a known commodity. Mendoza just kind of showed up on the scene and was like, hey, remember me. Love was a guy that was a big deal last year at Notre Dame. So some of those guys have a lot more brand name than Mendoza.
Does Dante Moore go pro? Do you think he's
I don't know, man. If I'm advising him and someone tells me you're going to be the number 2 overall pick and we're going to give you $40 million guaranteed, actually probably more like $50 million now.
You kind of got to go, don't you?
How do you not go? Like, I get that coming back helps your long-term development, and you are going to be well compensated. You'll make $3.5 million at Oregon, and you can sign an insurance thing. But my God, man, turning down that money and to be the number one or number two, I still think that if he goes through the draft process, I think he'll end up being the number one guy. His talents, no offense to Mendoza, Moore is a much better prospect than Mendoza. He just needs more. He just needs more seasoning. So, I mean, obviously Oregon's going to do the number one indicator of being successful in the NFL is number of starts. So come back. We'll take care of you. We'll pay for your insurance policy. We're going to try to get you as much NIL as you need. You know, does $4 or $5 million, does that do something for you to get you to stay? And let's go chase a national title because everyone's coming back. Although not everyone, because most of their undergrads that are going to, like Amari Washington's going to leave, Sadiq's going to leave. They're all first round picks. But come back. We're going to have a loaded team next year. And next year you'll come out completely ready for the NFL. That's going to be the sell job. And that's a good sell job. But some NFL team's going to be, would you like $49 million guaranteed dollars?
Yeah, but from the NFL team perspective, or is that, is he? You want him?
Yes.
He's better than what they got right now.
Yes.
Well, who are you talking about? The Raiders?
I would say a lot of teams. They aren't even, we were just talking about yesterday, there aren't even good backups in the league right now. They need quarterback talent.
The only thing, if I was an NFL team, and this is where people they can't help themselves. Dante Moore should not play his rookie year. He needs to sit and learn. He is not NFL ready. But of the players that are currently, and I'll take even next year's class too. If you told me right now I could get one quarterback that's currently playing in college football this year or next, because who knows what's going to happen with the, guys that are sitting on the bench somewhere. But even guys that aren't draft eligible, it would be a no-brainer for me. I want Dante Moore. I think Dante Moore, with the right coaching and the right seasoning, can be a absolute star at the next level. I just think his upside is bigger than Mendoza's. It's bigger than Simpson's. It's certainly bigger than, the USC or the young kid at Michigan. That guy has everything you want other than, at times, I think some of the pre-snap stuff, and I think he can get a little rattled, and that's just going to come with time.
Is he like Jordan Love?
I think he's bigger, and I think he's a better athlete than Jordan Love.
So who's he like then? And by the way, you mentioned Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
That guy may be playing his way back to Alabama.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the other? So they have a freshman there who's supposed to be like the next guy.
Who? Alabama?
Alabama. And there is some there's some talk that if he may pull a Carson Beck and maybe look elsewhere if he doesn't feel like the NFL.
Wait, you're talking about Ty Simpson?
Ty Simpson,
now?
yes. Okay. There are some down there that believe that if he comes back, he will not be guaranteed that job at Alabama. So if he gets a report,
Keelan Russell is the
that kid.
5-star kid's name.
Yeah, so there's been some talk that they love that kid, and as good as Ty Simpson is, his draft stock has fallen.
Wow.
And that if he wants another year of seasoning, he may pull a Carson Beck and make a couple million to go play at Miami or wherever, because he's afraid of getting beat out by this Russell kid. So, Ty Simpson at one point looked like he was going to be the guy, and he isn't the guy anymore.
Well, he's just had a bad run here.
Yeah.
Alabama hasn't looked very good.
Yeah.
He didn't look very good against Georgia, I'll tell you that.
No. So
but he was also running for his life, so
it's kind of a weird thing. I would say if you want a Dante Moore, I think like a CJ Stroud would be one that maybe makes some sense. If you wanted to maybe say a little bigger version of Deshaun Watson without all the hand stuff, could be another one that comes in. He doesn't run that much, which is kind of the CJ Stroud thing, but I think he's a better athlete than CJ Stroud, which is like the Deshaun Watson thing. He can move around in the pocket. He's very elusive, but he's a big kid that can carry more weight. And I just love the way the ball comes out of his hand. He is a natural thrower of the ball, and he can rip it down the seam. The only thing is, at times, I think some of the pre-snap stuff confuses him a little bit. And I think if you rough him up and you hit him, I think he has a tendency sometimes to go into a bit of a shell, and that is just he has not played a lot of football.
All right, well, we mentioned the Raiders. Guess who's under fire? We'll get to that next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Ducks athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
Yeah, no response. Pat's trying to do the best job that he can for Penn State, but yeah, I heard it. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, a lot of people, when they hear that, they go, next time Oregon plays Penn State, that's going to be a classic Dan Lanning hype-up speech in the locker room.
We'll see.
Ooh.
Ooh. I like the edginess.
What
there.
show was that?
That was the Zach Gelb Show. National radio.
Who's Zach Gelb?
He's some kid that his dad worked for CBS, so he got a job hosting national sports radio. Yay!
Herb Street Kid has that too.
Jerks.
I like that.
Somebody's not bitter.
The Schnitzel Whiff does not like the nepotism.
I just want a shot, all right?
It's about merit. All right, well, cool. Mods PDX, the future of building, is here.
Dirt and spray. This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right. Yeah, Tom Brady's under fire now. We were talking about the Raiders.
Why is Tom Brady under fire?
Well, because Tom Brady, because they're awful.
They
and
are terrible.
Tom Brady had a hand in a lot of what they did this year.
Yeah.
So that he's getting a lot of heat for a couple things. One, he could not get Mike Vrabel or Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Or he chose not to get Mike Vrabel or Ben Johnson. And Raider fans are looking at this going, Pete Carroll, what the hell are you doing?
But it's true. Everything from Pete Carroll to Geno Smith to Chip Kelly, it's all been a disaster.
It's been a complete disaster. He pushed hard for Chip Kelly, and Chip Kelly, they paid him the most of any coordinator in the league.
It's like $6 million,
and they already
wasn't it?
fired him. Yeah. The other one was, apparently he was talking about luring in Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
And couldn't do that. He also shot down the idea of bringing in Sam Darnold.
Well, it turns out that apparently running a team is harder than you think. I mean, everyone thinks that it's so damn easy until you get out there. And I don't know what the Raiders do. Do they just clean house after a year and pay all that money to?
I think you got to.
I mean, it's not good right now. And but if you do, like, who wants that job? You fired the one coach. Was it Antonio Pierce after a year, and now you're going to Pete Carroll. You're going to can his ass after a year. I mean, it's just bad organizations are going to be bad organizations. And if Tom Brady wasn't there, we would just call out the Raiders for what they are, which is an absolute S show. But somehow Tom Brady's name attached to it gives them like this credibility. And why?
Yeah, well, because he's Tom Brady.
Well,
but
Michael Jordan didn't know what the hell he was doing. Magic
That's
Johnson
true.
didn't know what the hell he was doing.
I think part of it was the fact that Brady was just a new set of eyes, and they desperately needed that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay,
maybe
they
they-
finally have handed over the keys to somebody who might know what they're doing. Keyword being might.
Turns out, no.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
But he's not going anywhere, so
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't know who makes the decisions this offseason, but
it's just weird because Pete was brought in because they needed stabilization and an adult in the room. Well, nothing has been adult or stabilized. So, do you bring back Pete again and just how long do you kick this thing down the road? The dude's like 1,000 years old, or do you just say, like you said, we screwed up, scrap it, and try to hit a whole reset? I don't think you can bring back Pete and Gino and just say, hey, we're going to do this again.
all right, well, we got to go. That's enough sportsing for a day.
Sports.
Don't you guys think?
Yeah.
True story.
Tired of
We sports hard today. I'm exhausted.
I am too. I'm going to go home, I think.
Can we just D off now?
Schulte like that. What do you want to talk about?
Let's just let Schulte croon for a while and talk about how he's the equivalent of Michael Bublé.
I mean, I would love that.
Can I tell you that that's the highlight of the show so far? I look, of all the things that were on my bingo card, one of us saying I'm exactly like insert one of the best in the world. I did not have that on the bingo card.
Yeah, well, you got it.
It's like if we brought up Phil Mickelson, you're like, yeah, basically my game is exactly like Phil's.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's a little different. All
Why?
right.
I'm pretty good.
Schulte's getting sensitive now.
Hey,
Cincy
Bublé and I are
Schulte.
kindred spirits. You know what he would be doing if he were not a professional singer?
A radio producer?
He'd be a hockey announcer.
Oh, would he?
Yeah. He loves
Remember when he
sports.
took LSD and skated in the All-Star Celebrity Game?
Yes,
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Bublé sounds like a pretty cool dude.
Or was it too many mushrooms?
It was mushrooms or it was some kind of psychedelic. Let me
Yeah, I think
see.
it was shrooms.
Oh, I need to find that clip.
You see, Sydney Sweeney said the worst sport to watch is golf.
I can see that.
Can you believe that, bitch?
Yeah, I can believe it.
Then she said her favorite is
Can we please cut Can You Believe That Bitch? Because I feel like that should be in our repertoire.
her favorite is MMA.
All of a sudden, Sydney Sweeney
Yeah.
going down.
Not
Rob
that
Smith.
hot. Not that hot. Bye, bitch. All right, the club is coming up next. Frosty the Snowman was not a jolly, happy soul.
Legendary does
FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, big news this afternoon out of college football. Michigan firing head coach Sherrone Moore with cause. Multiple reports stating he was terminated for engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Biff Poggi has been named the interim head coach in his place. And more to this story, according to ESPN's Dan Wetzel, Moore has been detained by police just outside of Ann Arbor, actually with another police department for investigation into potential criminal charges. And a big free agent signing today in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles grabbing first baseman Pete Alonso for 5 years and $155 million. He hit 38 whammies for the Mets last year. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Primetime with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Warning. The following program may not be suitable for children.
Hold on to your butts.
As the sun sets over Slab Town, in the shadows of the Fremont Bridge, a club comes to life where you can let your freak flag fly.
There's a new fiesta in the making as we speak. Full kegs. Everybody's gonna be there. You ought to go.
The only thing that's off limits are the words you can't say thanks to the FCC.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
We've given away too much to arrive at these political compromises. Yeah.
Google me, bitch.
Oh no, oh no.
Well, my.
Need a Muslim?
He jacked a granny.
He jacked a granny today.
I hate ass.
I'm gay.
My father-in-law's penis lit up a room wherever he went.
Are your balls jiggling? I've never seen so much dong and blushing. Pressure's on.
It's time
bitch.
For the club, baby. On 105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
Take off your shirt and throw me.
Ooh-wee.
Take off your shorts and dunk me. Can I call someone out real quick?
Go for it.
I'm going to show you my boobs. I'd like to call out Adam Schefter.
Okay. What's Shefty up to?
Well, this Sherrone Moore story.
Okay.
It's getting wild, okay?
Yeah.
Shefty's been on a bad streak lately, too.
He does this thing where he tweets out, and he always puts at the top of his tweet more about Sherrone Moore being detained by police.
Okay.
Which leads me to believe there's new information in there. He's done this twice today.
Mm-hmm.
More about this. And there's nothing new, absolutely nothing more was added in his tweet. He just gets you to click on it by saying, hey, more about Sherrone. You ass. I hate that.
I got fooled by it today, too.
Do you know what I'm talking about,
That's
though?
what-
Yes.
he's-
Like, you read
Yeah, I'm
it,
looking
and
at
then
it
you're
right
like,
here.
that's not more.
They literally lead off with like, hey, there's going to be something new on
And
this.
what's interesting, so I'm looking, so he did retweet the story from Dan Wetzel and Pete Thamel.
Yeah.
And he did put more, but it's not. It's just, like you said, it's all he's doing is posting the story from Dan Wetzel.
Well, I wasn't lying to you.
No, it's just like the way it's worded, it would actually...
Well, no, but he has also posted... See, like, look at this right here.
I'm more annoyed. Yeah.
So there it is. More about Sherrone Moore. So you click on it.
Yeah.
Sherrone Moore detained by police. Okay.
That's it.
I just read through it. There's nothing more on there. F you, Schefter.
Adam Schefter.
I hate you.
Gets another 1 million views on the tweet, though. I agree with you. It's crap.
Apparently, Schefter's the world's
tired of
greatest
it.
texter. Did you see that?
World's what now?
Apparently, he's the greatest texter in the world.
What does
If
that
you-
mean?
If you text Adam Schefter,
Yeah.
he texts back within like 30 seconds. And he said that like he went through his phone. He had something like 800 text threads and not a single unread or unresponded to message.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Supposedly he is the old. That's why he's like, well, that and he just will say whatever an agent wants him to say. But I guess that's one of his superpowers. If you text Adam Schefter, you get a response and you get it immediately.
What if you DM him?
I'm guessing no. I think you have to have Schefter's number.
You got to
But
get the connection.
I'm terrible at this, so I'll be doing something, and I'll get a text, and I'm like, oh, but I'm like, just I'll get to it later because I'm in the middle of something. Guess what? I never get to it later. And then like a day or two goes by, and I feel like an ass because I haven't responded to it.
You don't
And-
go back to it?
Well, then I feel bad, like going back like 2 days later and be like, oh, sorry. So yeah,
but the other person knows what happened.
I just feel
it happens.
I'm a bad texter like that. Apparently, Adam Schefter, if you have Schefter's number, he gets back to you immediately. He's like all his people say he's the best texter in the world.
Well, if he doesn't, he loses those contacts, right? There is a benefit for him to do so.
Not only that, but that's like his whole job.
Exactly.
I mean, that's his whole life.
Yeah.
He
He
better be good at it.
He never is without his phone, and no matter what time of the day, whatever, he has like his phone's never off, it's never on silent, it buzzes, he answers, middle of the night, doesn't matter. Get up and go.
Well, didn't he recently, I think in the last year, say on a podcast that he, during mommy and daddy time, responded to a text message. So, yes,
wow.
at
Cool.
all times.
I bet his wife loved that.
Oh, I think she even hated the the telling of the story. It's like, really? People need to know that you're that dedicated?
Wow. You ever done that? Text during doing it?
The worst, and it's a long time ago, so I don't think and I remain nameless. The worst thing that I've ever had doing it is, she was a runner and she had a Fitbit sort of thing. And I guess on those there's an SOS button.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That goes to a family member. Right.
Whoops.
So I was holding onto a wrist.
What?
And apparently was holding onto the SOS button.
Yeah, you were.
And it goes to her dad.
What?
And so the dad was calling, and she wasn't answering the phone because we were doing something.
Doing it.
The dad called the effing police. So we so we're still in the midst of whatever. And so the fifth time the phone rings, I'm like, dude, answer the phone. And she was like, oh, yeah. And so she sees it and she goes, oh my God, it's my dad. And so she's like, what is he calling? So she's like, why would he be calling this much? And I was like, we should probably find out. So in the midst of calling her dad, we hear
He's at the door.
No, the police are at the door.
It's a welfare check.
Because it's got GPS on it.
Yeah, okay.
So there's an SOS that got sent from her Fitbit from her house, and she's not answering. And
Boy.
So
what do they do when those?
Well, so the police showed up, and we were separated and interviewed separately.
Oh wow!
And I'm naked.
So they were like, "Hey, she called us.
Yes,
something's up here."
Yes.
They don't just say, "Oh, she's fine."
No.
They have to investigate.
Yes. We were pulled aside. I went. I was a lie. I don't know if she went in the living room or bedroom, but I was quarantined off in the bedroom because she answered the door. And I was like scrambling to get clothes on. I think I may have got on some underwear or pants or something. And they did come, and 2 officers, and it was a whole thing. It was story straight, and are you okay? And whole thing.
You got screwed-overed.
Kind of got screwed-overed.
Although you did it to yourself.
I did it to myself.
Take off the watch. What's the matter with you?
It wasn't my watch.
I know. I'm telling her. I'm yelling at her.
I didn't know. And by the way, if you're wondering if that kills the mood, the answer, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably not getting much after that.
No. And then the dad's like, you're like, hey, Dad.
Hey,
sorry about that whole thing.
Pretty sure a guy got caught cheating on his wife because of the either Apple Watch or Fitbit recently. At least in the last couple of years.
Well, yeah. No, wasn't the story that there was a woman that checked his... So the Apple Watch spit out the health.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're
stats?
You're a couple together, you can join the same hey, we want to work out together and track each other's progress.
She was checking his heart rate.
Yeah,
and she was
like
out
sky
that his
high.
Well, she didn't.
heart rate.
She got an alert basically. She got an alert that it was happening at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Whoops.
God,
heart
what
rate
a way
up.
to get caught. I mean,
Whoops.
But that's got to be tops.
Dude, there's all kinds of those wonderful stories. Someone got caught on Google Maps. Someone got caught, it was Google Maps, the thing goes around, and so they posted it, and someone, a friend or whatever, had Googled to, get to their house, it was a wife. It was, somewhere in Michigan, or maybe it was Wisconsin or whatever, and so someone was like, hey, come to the house. So she Googled the address to get maps or whatever, and it popped up, and on the Google Maps, a lady was leaving the house. And the lady and the friend was like, do you know what this is? And the husband was at the door. She confronted him. Google Maps caught the mistress leaving the house.
Talk about a bad break.
Right? There's all kinds of...
Well, I mean, you deserve it.
Exactly.
But still.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many stories like that in today's day and age.
That's rough.
Dude, everything is on camera. There's just a million ways. If you are going down those roads, you're going to get moored eventually. It's insane. Bobby Petrino got caught because he got in a motorcycle wreck.
Now, are you hearing what's happening with Sharon Moore?
It's all rumor, but it's
not
if
good.
any of this is remotely true, it is awful.
All right, well, let's come back and talk about it, okay? Yeah. And then I have a story about Frosty the Snowman. The jolly happy soul. Jackie Vernon. He was the
voice?
Voice, yeah.
Oh boy.
Happy birthday.
Is this like a Hervé Villachez sort of thing?
Oh, that was pretty good.
Well, thanks.
Oh, like a what?
Remember the little fella from like Tattoo Island, or Fantasy Island? He's supposed to be this lovable character, and it turns out he's just a rotten, awful, evil little fella.
So Tattoo was an evil little fella?
Oh yeah. Super bad. Angry, drunk, and just mad at the world.
Conjecture next on The Fan.
Seahawks football. Isaac and Big Sook have you from here.
All right, well, now I've got to preface all of this by saying we don't know.
It's all...
Nobody knows.
No
Well,
we know some
but we
things.
don't know.
Yes.
So we know that Sharon Moore has been fired. He was then arrested. That is true.
Yes. We also know
detained. They say detained.
Detained. We also know it seems at this point fairly confirmed. We know who the affair was with. It was a staffer. He promoted her after getting her pregnant, and at this point it seems pretty...
And that, by the way, is proven. They actually have the receipts of the salaries of the office people. Yeah. There was like 58,000, 58,000, 90,000, 55% increase. I wonder who that is.
Promoted her, doubled the salary, and
there was also, by the way, have you seen the picture? This is totally mundane and stupid, but now it's like, wait a second. There was somebody who texted a picture of Sharon Moore walking by his, I don't know if it was his house or his office. On campus. And he was with her. There was no one else around. It was just him and her on a walk. And he said he texted to a buddy when he saw it, thinking nothing of it, because like, oh, Sharon Moore just walked by my house. But now it takes on whole new meaning because he was with her.
So it seems to be now the main story here is, what do we say? The accepted story, and again, take it for what it's worth. There's a lot of people that are close to the program that are now spilling the beans. The working theory is the promotion of the double the salary was for having the abortion. She wanted to have, she was not comfortable with it, and more kind of a deal was made. And once Michigan found all that out, they've been investigating this for a while.
Here's
and then
the best
someone leaked it, or it got confirmed, and now he's out and is in the middle of a major crisis.
I want to give you the best part. Okay, and now
it's
again,
all bad.
You guys are going to have to just understand that this is complete rumor.
Yeah.
Okay. but this guy has been right so far.
Yeah.
And he's on social media as D-Do Lover.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Instantly uncredible.
Sure.
Instantly.
Yes.
He has like 100 followers, apparently.
But he's been right about everything.
But he knows somebody because he had the arrest before anyone else.
Yep.
Now he is saying, or whoever is on that account, he is saying that, and I think there was one tweet that he referenced his mom has all this information.
Yes.
Somehow his mom knows.
Yes, his mom is connected to someone. He's getting this from his mom.
Yeah, so he has now said that it sounds like Moore broke into the mistress's house, held a knife to her throat, and threatened to kill her and then himself. That's from D-Do Lover.
And then was on the run, and that would make, I mean...
It kind of adds.
It kind of
tracks.
So they were looking for, two different police departments were looking for him. Now he's been arrested, handed over a different one, and they're working on deciding what charges that he wants to what charges they're going to file against him. He is in the worst possible spot. Like, you couldn't...
Yikes.
You think he had any... Because do you have any idea when he woke up?
Apparently not.
Right?
The way he's reacted.
Well, I talked
seemingly.
I talked to someone who was in the FBI the day of the Chauncey thing. I just happened to run into someone that, through some connections, worked at the FBI and was there. And I was like, oh, my God.
You're a loser.
And I said, did he have any idea? He goes, oh, no. He goes, we'd been following him for about a week. And I was like, no clue. And he goes, well, when we knocked on the door, I think he knew why we were there. But did he have any idea that we were following him? So I'm like, you were at the game? He's like, oh, yeah. He's
It's actually pretty neat.
He's like, we had agents on him for like the last, I think it was like 72 or whatever, 4 or 5 days. And I just was like, wow. So that dude woke up that morning with no idea. And same thing with Moore. Obviously, he knew that they were sniffing around because these rumors have been going on for months and months. But I don't think he woke up this morning and was like, well, my life's over. And yet, apparently, his life is indeed over.
Okay, but hold on. If you got fired for stooping your office manager,
it's not good.
You can recover from that. Bobby Petrino has recovered from that.
Yeah.
What you can't recover from is going over to her house and threatening to kill her with a knife if that is indeed what happened. Yeah. But we know he's been arrested.
Yes.
He wasn't arrested until...
He wouldn't have been arrested for threatening his own life.
Well, yeah. Well, not only that, but he's not going to be arrested for cheating on his wife and knocking up the officer.
No.
You know, so...
Because originally it was thought maybe when it said domestic situation, we assumed that was with the wife, right? Maybe the wife finds out...
assume.
They get into a tussle, and now we've kind of pivoted. It does kind of line up. And by the way, the details will all come out on this once charges are filed and whatever. We'll have a more detailed explanation. But yeah, this is one of the more. If this is all true, this will be one of the most surreal stories in college football, especially in light of the Jim Harbaugh scandal and Connor Stallions, and is tied to that. He's already been suspended twice, and now this is a dumb TMZ story. This is not reality, and yet here we are. There'll be a 30 for 30 on this.
I want to see the Hulu show on this. Holy yes.
Well, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Sourced by Tito Lover, by the way. He's got the ends.
Well, let's just leave open the possibility none of that is true. So
yes, well, but
he has been arrested.
He has been arrested, and we know he's been fired, and we all that stuff. And then do you feel at all bad for the lady who has now been outed in all this too, the secretary?
Yes. Also, though, when you sleep with a head coach of a football program, you're playing with fire. I'm not trying to shame anybody.
He's
but
a married man.
Walking into the situation,
I think she's married too. By the way,
she's married.
No.
In the photos,
I thought she was like a student.
In the photos that you see of her, which are now circulating, she has a ring on her finger. But that.
Oh damn.
I don't know.
Oh shoot, yeah, she does.
Shockingly enough, she's turned all of her accounts to private.
Yeah, she. I will say, to answer your question,
she took that double salary.
At first, I was like, no, I don't feel bad for her. You cheated. You did this.
Yeah.
Or you contributed to this. Yeah. You didn't. I mean, Sharon Moore's really the one culpable, but at the same time, I do feel bad because when things like this happen, social media becomes it just becomes so much worse for that person on social media, and she's gonna get that.
Well, I mean, I hate to say that
he won't and doesn't care. No. Well, he will, but he doesn't care. She will. This is her life that is quite possibly going to be ruined here. Now, again, that's her choice. Yeah. She did it, but it's going to be, I guess what I'm trying to say is oftentimes the fallout from things like this they aren't equal to the wrongdoing, because of social media.
And this is what I was saying with her. When the Bobby Petrino thing happened, that guy's got millions upon millions of dollars. He'll be fine. Dude, she was making $50,000 a year. She doesn't have
55,
and then double. So she's just
not quite double.
And
she got bumped to 90.
90.
Get your facts right.
This will be stapled to her forever.
Correct.
And
like I said, that's she had a hand in that.
Yeah. But is it worth?
It will be over the top.
Yes.
It will be too much.
It will not. Having an affair with the married guy that does happen. That is not commiserate with her being front page of TMZ and just her whole life being about this wherever she goes.
And for that part, I do feel bad.
Yeah. But it's just.
But people,
guys, if you are in a position of authority, stop sleeping with the people underneath you. Just stop.
People just got to stop being so horny.
Well, you know what? Skush is undefeated, man. Nothing takes down men faster.
Well, I'm talking about her, too.
That's true.
Well, they're all around each other. And this is not a defense by any means of anybody, but they're all around each other the time.
All the time.
It's a college football program. Yeah, Sharon Moore, how many hours does he spend at the facility? How many hours is he spending with these same people?
But listen, don't get married then.
No kidding.
And same with her. Don't get married. You're horny. Go home and hump your husband.
Stop sleeping with the subordinates. Well, it's like the Me Too thing. Louis C.K. got taken down because he was so horny, he decided to walk out of a room and just start working it and be like, anybody?
Yeah?
Anybody? It really is kind of amazing when you read. At a certain point, do you become so powerful that you just want to see, what you can get away with? You're like, I don't know. See what happens here. Oh yeah, the 28-year-old whatever like secretary. I bet I could make that happen. See where this goes. $27 million.
People it's just incredible to me how often people sabotage their own lives.
Someone points out here, the Isaac Ropp 33.3% less tea would have served Sharon Moore so well. And I don't want to make fun of this because there's so much bad, but I'm not going to lie. I about died. My favorite meme in the world is the Tom Brady courtroom where he sees the friend in the courtroom and he's like, oh, hey. And it was just the simple, whoever did it, is the Mel Tucker upon seeing Sharon Moore. And it just, it made me chuckle.
What was he in court for?
He was that crypto scandal thing.
Oh.
They were being sued for all that. And another like all those famous athletes. So I forget who it was, but another famous athlete came into the room and Brady turned and saw him and was like, oh, hey, it's like a horrible situation. You're being sued, but you're so happy to see your buddy. And I just, maybe again, the support group, Gary Anderson, Mel Tucker, Bobby Petrino, now Sharon Moore, they can all get together and just, maybe start meet at the local Y like once a month and talk about their horniness and, each one's experiences.
I'm a big fan of the Alonzo Mourning meme.
That's pretty good.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, the resounding, like he's not certain, then he just kind of nods.
He's so depressed, and then he thinks about something. He's like, well, that is so applicable to so many different things.
Yeah. Some of them are just, we all have our favorites.
Yeah.
There's one that I really like. You know Sam Watterson?
No.
Look up Sam. You'll see him. Did you ever watch Law and Order? He was the prosecutor.
He's the guy with the thick eyebrows.
Yeah.
Great actor.
There is a phenomenal. I use it maybe more than anything else, and it's just him, and he's in a tuxedo, and he's all liquored up, and he just has like a glass of bourbon, and he just he raises it.
I see that here.
I think I use that one more than just about.
There's another one that's good of Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
With the Cheers.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
There's a couple of those that we all have our handfuls that we go to. Really like. I like. There's a the hat nod. There's a Sam Elliott has a good hat nod that I always like as well.
How about the Leo DiCaprio pointing at the TV meme?
Love it.
Yes.
That right there.
See
that
can be applied to the Sharon Moore
It
Mel
could.
Tucker thing.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I hope no one dies. So like this,
Yeah. Cooler heads.
Yeah.
May
Look,
prevail.
You're in some trouble, but there's no need to ruin your life any more than it already is. Like, you're going through some stuff, and I think he made it a lot worse if any of that stuff is true.
All right, we got to take a break. Coming up next, Frosty the Snowman was an ass. Here's Schultz.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Redtail Golf Center's holiday sale. It's going on right now, up to 50% off all your holiday golfing needs. Redtail Golf Center, where we guarantee the lowest holiday prices. Visit us at golfredtail.com. First on the Fan, big happenings in college football this evening. Michigan firing head coach Sharon Moore with cause after 2 seasons leading the program. Multiple reports stating he was terminated for engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Biff Poggi named the interim head coach in his place. According to ESPN's Dan Wetzel, the story continues. Moore has been detained by police just outside of Ann Arbor for investigation into potential criminal charges. Over to the NFL after returning last weekend to face the Vikings. Bad news for Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels, out again this Sunday against the New York Giants after leaving the game because of re-aggravating that dislocated elbow, though head coach Dan Quinn said he might be ready for Week 16 against the Eagles. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor. Saturday mornings at 9 on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Hey, it's Suk, and guys.
Isaac and Big Sook have you from here.
Well, I just looked something up. We're not going to get to the Frosty story. We'll have to just tomorrow, okay? Somebody texted, you guys all listen at different times.
Yeah.
Some of you are behind.
Hey, check in and out.
Some of you are listening to yesterday's show. Like, the text line is all effed up because of that. So, people, somebody just asked, what happened with Gary Anderson? Well, you referenced Gary Anderson 2 hours ago on the show. So we never, sometimes the texts, it can get confusing. Earlier, I think it was this hour, we were talking about, it was this hour. We were talking about the story where the dude got caught with the Fitbit and the woman. So Schulte said the woman caught him because his heart rate was up at 2 a.m. and he wasn't home.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a good look.
That's not exactly what happened, and I looked it up because somebody was apparently just listening to that, and they texted in and said it was Jane Slater, who is an NFL Cowboys, or who's a Cowboys reporter in the NFL. She's the one who caught her boyfriend cheating with the Fitbit.
I do remember that.
So I looked up that story. Do you know what she said about how she caught him?
No. I do remember it being the Cowboy. Now that you mention it, I'm like, I remember that.
Jane Slater, I don't know who she is, but she's hot.
Yeah.
And apparently, there's a story about this where she said, my ex-husband got caught in an affair because he was wearing the training watch and heartbeat monitor that my mom bought him for Christmas while, quote, running. Then she said, it was the under 1 minute heart rate spike that confirmed things for me. Hashtag premature says what?
Oh, he got Rick Pitino.
How great is that?
What was that? Yeah, the costliest 10 seconds of my life is what Rick Pitino said or something.
Hey,
so
man,
he says to her, "Oh yeah, I'm running," and she's like, "You're not running. Your heart rate spiked for 45 seconds."
That's rough.
That is rough.
Okay, can you do the I was running and then I don't know.
Yeah, I was sprinting. I was doing sprints.
I was doing sprints, and then I don't know.
Bro,
you gotta come up with a better excuse.
Girl,
than
you
that.
something else.
Or just do this. Don't have a heart rate. Don't get tracked.
Well, again, it was a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
You kind of gotta wear it. It's from mom, or it's from the mother-in-law.
I'll tell you this.
You gotta wear that.
I'm not condoning anything that any of these sons of bitches did, but it was a much better time when we weren't monitoring everyone all the time.
I hear you.
Do you? Because we now have the phone, the Life 360 and all this, and I have a lot of friends that convince me that it's the greatest thing in the world, and everyone in my family knows there is zero chance I will ever sign up and allow someone to track me. I just there is something, even though I don't do anything.
Aren't you being tracked anyway?
Well, that's kind of
your phone.
That's my thing. My gal knows all the time. The BTJ knows. Look, I'm one of 3 places at any given time. Right? I'm home. I'm at a gym, or I'm at a bar. There's really no great mystery, and you know who I'm with. I only hang out with 3 people, so she'll have it where if she calls me and doesn't answer, she knows that she'll just call my friend, and because she knows that my phone's on silent or whatever. So if you want to get a hold of me, that's fine. But the idea that you have the ability to just look up and be I know where it's fundamentally, I can't bring myself to do it. It just seems like the most invasive thing, and I wouldn't want that for my kids either. I don't want to know what my 23-year-old son is up to, nor do I want to know where he's at. And what about safety? I'm just going to roll the dice. All right? Because it's not if I know where he's at, I can save him anyways. What am I, freaking John Wick or something? I'm not catching the next flight up to Bellingham to go on a wild goose chase saving my son. Stop getting tracked. Stop monitoring everything. Let's go back to the olden days where you could just disappear for a while and no one knew where you were at. It was a better time.
Yeah, I turn all that stuff off.
Exactly.
But
where are you at? Don't worry about it.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Exactly. And then I love the guy that tries to, oh, no, it's great. We all love it. No, you don't love it. You just have to do it, so therefore you have to embrace it.
Schulte's being awful quiet over there.
Oh, so I was just typing.
I think Schulte gets tracked.
My wife and I both, actually.
Yeah,
well, she takes.
Here you go. Here comes the explanation. No, it's great. We love to be tracked.
I'm not saying it's great, but trust me, when she's in Seattle for work and I'm not with her, it It does give us some.
She gets that heart rate up.
No, that's not happening. At least we know where each other are.
I just could tell you right off the bat that Schulte was getting tracked. 100%.
Yeah. It's not. We've been doing that for years. Like years.
Oh, believe me, the BTJ would track me if she could. She knows that's a non-starter. That ain't happening.
That's dumb. Just let her do it. As you said, you're not going
Schulte?
anywhere of illicit.
Schulte, stop.
0% chance. And if you could not be tracked, you wouldn't be tracked either. You just don't have the option. So quit trying to convince me that being tracked is a great thing.
No, I think
not.
I think we both agreed to it.
Yeah,
like
of
we were
course.
both saying, hey,
yes.
Do you want this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you want this? Yeah, absolutely. Please know where I'm at 24/7. Because that's exactly what we all want. No.
Schulte, you're a cute little MFer, I'll tell you that.
It's adorable.
If my wife didn't travel to other cities for work, I'm not sure that we would do this.
Yeah, clearly.
But we're always together.
All right, shut up! God.
Digging that hole deeper.
God.
Sue, get tracked. It's the best. You'll love it.
You guys. Yeah, I know.
Shut up.
We're a problem.
She brought it up one time. I don't even think I answered. I think I just stared at her, and she was like, okay. No, there was no words necessary to convey. Yeah, that's not. We're not doing that.
All right, we got to wrap it up. Next on the Fan.
Dirt and Sprague. Dirt and Sprague.
I'm Dirt.
from here.
It just keeps getting better. Schultze, you want to throw that out on the air there?
Yeah, this is...
this is a legitimate report, right?
This is from Scott Hughes. I checked. It is his Twitter account, or X, whatever you want to say, from 24/7 Sports. He is a credentialed men's college basketball reporter, so he has college athletic sources. Says, as of 3 hours ago, the University of Michigan's investigation into Sharon Moore's inappropriate relationship began shortly after an athletic department member received an anonymous tip from a DoorDash driver, which stated he'd personally delivered Plan B to Moore's office. This is once again alleged by Scott Hughes of 24/7 Sports.
You can't even make any of
My
that.
dang, what do you think?
And like I said,
wow,
it all kind of pieces together.
It does, yeah.
And it,
but,
dude, we'll see.
You DoorDashed Plan B?
You can't go and pick it up on your own, man.
You got to send somebody out.
There are bagmen for that.
Yes.
Come on.
That's DoorDash.
Even I know that. No.
Look, here, what world?
You got to pay somebody.
What world are we living in if you can't trust the DoorDash guy? What are the troops even
I
fighting
would never trust the DoorDash
What
guy.
if you tipped him a bunch? Is that one of the...
Well, you would have to. Yes.
That's
That's
a
a little different. If a very heavy tip and you wink at him.
Hey, man, I need a little...
But I still wouldn't trust him because you don't know him. You got to send a staffer. What an amateur.
I think he got too high on his britches.
Well, it's probably his first.
An idiot.
It's probably his first affair.
Sharon Moore's an idiot.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I can't handle this. I'm out. I'm going home. God bless America. I need a drink. Sharon Moore's life. I don't even care about Sharon Moore, and his life is making me drink.
Yeah. This has a chance to be the messiest.
Oh my God!
The messiest, like,
move
coaching
over,
system.
Mel Tucker.
You think Mel Tucker's happy right now? He's like, good. Someone stop talking about me.
Yikes!
Except for that $80 million that he lost. At least Mel got paid like $20 or $30 million. Sharon Moore don't got crap. He had 1 year of making like a bunch of money, and that gone. His wife's taking that.
I'm exhausted. All right, we are back tomorrow, 3-7 on the Fan. Good night.
Friendships of space.